Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Jerry and you're watching 3DHP. It's time for another amazing Maker Hangout chat. We are live on YouTube today and we are live on Twitch. I've got a few guys in the back room right now. We've got all you in chat. And like each and every week, I send out many links to different makers that might want to drop in and chit chat on their Saturday afternoon. And I also post it in chat throughout the stream and it pops up automatically. So if you want to drop it on camera and talk about what you're working on, what you're painting, what you're printing, laser engraving, what you're baking in the kitchen, just a little bit of anything and everything we talk about. So without further ado, let me bring everybody in, or without further delay, is what I would like to say. Let's bring in the guys in the back room and we'll get going. Hello, Matt. How are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. How's everybody?
Real good. Liam, how are you?
Howdy.
Dave Gatt. Hello, Dave. How are you doing, Dave? Dave has a wonderful channel over on YouTube, and he streams after me at 6 p.m. Pacific. They talk about CNC stuff, a little bit of anything and everything. And each and every week, they give away a CNC bit on their channel. Saganaki 3D. Hello. That's my friend Jared here in Las Vegas. Hello, Betty Boop. That's my wife in another room. And yes, Richard, you made it to the beginning. Let's see. And we got Sergio here somewhere. He was here first. Sergio, HV A to Z. Welcome, Sergio. Let me share off the invite link again. If anybody would like to drop it on camera, whether you got 5 minutes or an hour, it doesn't really matter. You're welcome to come in, hang out, and talk about what you're working on, your project. I encourage people to self-promote their channels and what they're doing. If it's in the maker community, you're very welcome to self-promote. It's welcome.
So I need to get a big banner then hanging up behind me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I got one right there. 3D. So very welcome. Non-fam, hello. How are you doing, buddy?
Hey, non-fam.
BC23D, hello. How's it going?
That's Canadian, I think. British Columbia.
BC23D, they're in Texas. They're Twitch streamers. And that helmet right there, Mandalorian helmet, I won that on DB Dan's stream like 3 weeks ago, and I figured I've made one before for myself, but my wife doesn't have one, so they made it up, nailed it up. They made it, painted it, and shipped it up here, and I gave it to my wife. Grab it, and I'll show you.
Put it on.
It won't fit my head. My head's too big.
Come on, you have to. Oh, he'd have to scale it up to fit in that head.
I've got some foam put in it. Got a tinted visor. It's silver. And if I really try hard, I could probably get it on, but I won't be able to get it back off. So that's about as far as I go. But I can show you a picture here. Let's see, where's that picture at? Here's a picture of the wife.
He does have that head.
There we go. There's my wife right there. At first, she didn't have any thumbs up because she gave me some thumbs ups. I don't want to. And anyway, she finally did. So there we go. Got a picture with thumbs ups. So, yeah, it came out great. Yeah, Jerry has a fat head.
Oh, yeah, Jerry Richards in Vegas.
All right. Yeah, I've seen him in chat before.
Yeah, so it fits his wife, but it won't go on Jerry's big head, no.
Yeah, Jerry's got a big head. I think when I printed mine a few years ago, I done it like 105% when I had printed it.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, it fit her head fine. Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, I'm starting to print the part for the Star Desk right now. Some of them are on the printer right now. I should get them finished by probably tomorrow.
I have a problem.
You need a bigger printer to fit that head. That is very true.
I ran out of white filament.
That means we're not going to get lithophane. He has to do something different. Yeah.
And I've got goodies in the mail. Just came a little bit ago. Bamboo Labs. I don't have a printer, but I've got extra parts and supplies. So we'll open that up here in a little bit. Go ahead, Matt.
If you keep ordering parts and supplies, you can build your own.
So it's just a little box. So I'm gonna try to see if I can sell it. And I made another box.
Nice. Census?
Definitely, that's totally me, isn't it?
Census thinking?
No, genius.
What?
And if you guys
Hold
want
it up
to check
again.
out,
Do not disturb genius thinking.
Hold it up again. Ah, I'm
Genius
sorry. The
thinking.
light was shining and I misunderstood.
if you guys would like to check out Dave Gatton's CNC channel, here's a link right here on YouTube. And like I said, I'm live on YouTube and Twitch, so both channels will see that link right there. Please go and give Dave a subscribe.
Because, I'm a genius.
If you
First
must
letter,
say so
hello,
yourself.
I'm not
how
a
are you doing
genius.
today?
I'm not a genius.
If you must say so yourself.
Hey, Tim,
No.
hello.
No. I just thought I'd make some people laugh in chat.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm,
white's pretty common. I just got a hold of Ziltech, and I've got 13 rolls of filament that I ordered from them. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, I ordered it yesterday. It'll be here Monday, shipping from Texas. I've got 13 different colors. Now, typically, I'm not a color guy, but since I got the X1 carbon coming, I need different filaments. So,
Yeah. And I made my first sale.
so
oh,
hungry.
nice.
So I sold
Del Los Logos.
50 of
Derek,
those.
hello, how are you?
50 of
Very
those
welcome, Dave.
I sold. So
When do I get the
money.
X1? I don't know. At the end of this month, I guess I'm going to get an email. I'm hoping the first week of February, but I don't know. I'll have to wait till the end of the month and see what they say, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm still fighting with my P1P. I'm not getting print quality. I'm using it for prints where right now that I don't care about the print surface. So no, I did not get it resolved. They asked me to try a few things. They gave me a few suggestions, all of which I've tried in the past, but I did them again just to say that they asked me to do it. And it's not coming out clean. I'm not getting very. I'm getting. If I'm not worried about surface feature quality, I'll print with it. If I'm worried, if I want something that has a nice smooth fit walls on it, I can't use that printer. And I messaged him this morning on a ticket, and I said, "Look, what's happening with this? Is there an update on this? Because it's been a few days." And I said, "Look, do you want me to send it back and you send me a replacement, or do you want me to, or are you, should I just go get a refund?" I said, "Because they're not solving it for me. I want to give them, I want to pressure them to make it, they find a solution to it." What the more I look at it, the more I'm wondering if it's the accelerometer board is bad. I'm getting no stiction on moving the axes or anything like that, so I don't think it's anything there. It's not. I don't. It's potentially could be the belt, the Teves's belt on a smooth roller, but other people don't have that problem, so it may or may not be that. I'm constantly now getting an error that the y-axis is tension is off, even though I actually redid the belt. I retensed the belts, and it didn't make a difference. Um, I think the accelerometer board is bad, and it's misreading. And if that is the case, it's a board and the head that you have to switch out. You take the head
Yeah.
apart and you put it on, you change the board if that's all it is. But I'm waiting for them to come to the conclusion. I want them to come to a conclusion saying, "We're going to ship you a replacement board. Here's instructions of how to install it." I'd rather them do that than me tell them what I think it is and skew their troubleshooting process.
One thing I wanted to show Dave Gatton, if he's still here in chat, I've never been able to afford a 1Finity, which is like my dream machine if I could. So a couple of years ago, I built an MPCNC. It's 3 foot by 3 foot. It kind of works okay on the conduit, but it's not really super accurate. And then I got a door there for an enclosure on to help cut down the noise, keep all the sawdust in. And then of course I have this little booger right here, but that's kind of like a toy. But anyway, that's what I have as far as CNC. But I wish I could afford one of these days a 1Finity. So we'll see how it goes.
How much is the 1Finity?
$2,000 to $3,000 depending on which model you buy. And then you want a router, you want a spindle. So you have to, lots of little things there to consider.
So second, once I got them responding, they were going at a good cadence. Like I sent them a message, they respond back. I sent them a message, they respond back. For a few days, and then all of a sudden that dropped off. They said they're looking through the logs, and then it went quiet. And I asked them for an update. I said this today, which I don't expect an answer until Monday. But I don't know. They need to turn around and say, "We're going to try this here. We're going to send you an accelerometer board," which I think it might be. I don't think it's the axis. It can't be always reading the y-axis being loose when I tighten it. On a Core XY, for those who don't know, if you're standing in front of a printer and you have a Core XY, you have two stepper motors at the back of the printer that actually controls your XY motion. The one on the right is deemed as your X, and the one on the left is deemed as your Y axis. And I've tried all the belts on this thing, and it still says the Y axis is not reading properly, or it's loose.
On Marketplace, Craigslist, and OfferUp, I've got my Focus FE20 for sale diode laser, my Congro Z1, my Atom Stack A5, my Two Trees diode. I got a Frozen Mighty 4K resin printer, my Kaiwu Max 3D printer, which has a layer shift problem, and I got 3Pi 3B. So I have enough stuff here still for sale. I can almost pay off the huge debt I took on because the X1 Carbon with shipping and everything to Vegas and tax was like $1,600 and something. So, and I wound up putting that on a credit card. And a lot of people know that I sold my CR10 Max last week and I got $500 for it. But I put the money in my checking account and I paid some bills and got some groceries. And it's like, where'd the money go? And that's my ongoing problem in life is when I sell money for a project, the money just kind of goes poof out to bills and different things. So anyway.
Anything I do like that, I do keep her separate for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that's what I try. I know you're in a different situation, but I try to, because, and now and again I dip into it, but I rarely will because I'm trying to say I try to keep stuff that I do for my hobby whenever I can. It's not always possible, but I do my best to do that.
Yeah, when I had a job working construction, I made a lot more money than I do now being retired, and I could keep money aside separate, and this other money would just pay everything else. So. John Strand, hello, how are you?
Howdy, guys.
Howdy.
House of Bugs. Did you get raided by somebody?
House of Bugs. Hello, how you doing? No raid came in.
Huh.
I changed my raid noise too. It's not an air raid siren. I forget the sound, but it's different and it's shorter. But if anybody watching like to drop in chit chat, here's a link to. That's the wrong link. I'll reshare the StreamYard link and come in and hang out.
Yeah, so I wanted to get that Stardust thing done this weekend. Once I get all the parts printed, I started this morning. I've got another 3 hours on the black parts, then I'll switch over to do the white, which is only one piece, which will be fast. Maybe an hour printing on that. And then I have some gray and silver parts will take a bit of time, so I'll probably get most of the parts done by tomorrow. And then I might go live tomorrow, and if I have all the parts done, and do the assembly of it live.
Well, don't go live tomorrow afternoon because Dallas is playing the 49ers. I'm not going to miss it. Got to see that.
You go watch your football. I have no interest in football.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I think that unfortunately the Raiders are going to walk over Dallas, but I hope not. But that's what I think.
Yeah. See, I'm sorry. Football is a boring game to me. It's
football.
Yeah,
there ain't much foot going on. Yeah, last week Dallas's kicker missed the goal 4 times. He kicked the field goal for 1 extra point, and he's had a perfect record all year, and he missed 4 in a row. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, just too slow. Sorry, I'd rather watch rugby. Is a faster game.
I've never watched a rugby game, so I don't know anything about it.
You should. You will get into rugby if you watch it. And then you also have another one. The fastest field sports in the world is an Irish game called hurling. It's actually faster than field hockey. And if you want a fast, very high speed game, field sport game, watch hurling. It's really fast.
Hurling isn't that what you do when you go outside? You come out of the bar and you're sick. You start hurling everywhere.
No, but I don't know. I don't drink. But
let's see what we got from Bamboo here.
But hurling is a bit like hockey. It's a bit like field hockey, but it's faster. So if you ever want to try that, give that a try. Irish hurling is really fast.
Yeah, one item that I ordered was out of stock, but I forget what it was now. But I ordered some extra parts.
Hey Dusty, how are you?
Hey Dusty.
Hey Dusty Knuckles, hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I need to get more. Well, I have to decide if I'm going to keep it or not yet, or if they tell me to keep it or send it back. And if they say if we get it fixed, I'll buy some additional components. I'm not going to buy them until I know it's working. I probably will get some 0.6 and 0.8 nozzles for it when I do get some.
Yeah, I
Because,
got an extra nozzle of 4. I never got a 6.
well,
It
I'm going to
prints
get a
so-
6 and I'm going to get a 6 and 8 and a hardened steel.
It
Because
prints so fast.
if I
I'm
do
thinking, why do I
abrasives,
need
I need a
6?
hardened steel.
And Saganaki, Jared mentioned to me, well, if you use wood fiber or something like that, you might want to go with a 6 to reduce clogging. And I
Yes.
didn't think about that.
Anything that's got additives, so wood fiber or either wood fiber or what's the other one? Glow in the dark or carbon filled, like a PLA carbon filled, whatever. You see anything with carbon in it, carbon fiber in it. They are all those additives actually can block a 0.4 nozzle. BC2, go do your homework. Yeah, that's the which one's that? That's the PEI bed, is it?
Yeah, it's textured.
Yeah, both sides are textured.
Yeah.
You know, you might get lucky, but I've seen too many people get clogs with 0.4s. They recommend a 0.6, a 0.6 or bigger is what is recommended.
Well,
And
it's
even
nice.
with a brass nozzle, a 0.4, a brass nozzle is a bad idea when it comes to doing.
The build plate has a piece of cardboard in it, so I don't accidentally get bent by the UPS guy
Yeah,
or the regular mail people throwing it.
yeah. So never
Ladies
don't
and
do.
gentlemen, we have a special guest coming in. The one, the only Michael from Teaching Tech. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hey,
Morning,
Michael.
Jerry. How you doing?
How are you doing,
Real
sir?
good, sir.
Morning, Liam, Matt.
How's life?
Yeah, not too bad. It's
See, I
all the
printed it,
family is still on school holidays. Ah, nice.
and it works perfect.
I got some
I
parts
sent
in
it
for
to them. I
Bamboo,
haven't heard back from them yet, but I sent it down to them.
Sure.
Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon. I just got some parts in. I've got the printer on order. So hopefully by the end of January, I'll get an email stating sometime in February they'll send it out.
Oh, Michael, what do you think of your P1P?
Yeah, I've made it my dedicated PTG printer. So I've already got heaps of fast printers for PLA. So that textured bed that came with it works
It's
great
nice.
for PTG. So
Yeah.
yep, that's it. I've made it that.
I have problems with mine.
Mm.
And they haven't found a solution yet. And I have a feeling the accelerometer board is bad.
Okay.
I'm getting on flat walls, on the x-axis especially, I'm getting a ripple effect.
Okay, that's been discussed on our forum, and I have that a bit as well. But I only use glossy black PETG, so it probably looks worse than it is. But I don't know. Most of my parts are functional. I don't really care about that. But yeah,
But I do multiple things on it, and I'm telling you, and they haven't come up with any answers. They said clean the carbon fiber rods. Look, I've done printers before. I know how to clean stuff. They say it could be the idlers. It could be there's dirt or gunk in the idlers. No, not that. I've had back and forth with them. I'm waiting for an answer. Some people have perfect quality, and some people have a ripple effect, and there's no answer to it.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect it's the accelerometer board. I think it's staying up, and it's not reading the x-axis. It keeps telling me my y-axis belt has got weird resonance, and it could be loose, and those belts are tight. It's not the y-axis belt. I even used a spectrograph to measure the ringing sound of the belts to tune them, and nope, it's not that. So I think they're grasping at straws because they don't have an answer.
Okay. There was just a firmware update. I know there was a bug in that where the K factor for linear advance. Sometimes the default was this enormous number, but as long as you catch that, apparently the print quality is better. I don't know if it affects that particular issue, but maybe worth trying if you haven't already.
I have the firmware update because the firmware update was 2 days ago. Yeah, so I like it automatically as soon as you power it up, it tells you there's an update. So it automatically it calls home. So yeah, no, I have the latest firmware on it. It's not that. It hasn't changed.
Okay.
Michael just put out a video on Diagonal Z-Hop this morning. I was watching when I woke up, and you were talking about Angus and that object that you're printing. I forget what it was called. Did you try printing that on the Bamboo Labs at 100 million miles an hour just to see what would happen?
I haven't actually. I should give it a go because generally the retraction is really good on that machine. So
That's
Okay.
an interesting one. You fix one problem and you got a new one showed up.
Yeah, that's life.
Welcome to 3D printing.
That's it. That's why you need so many printers, so to
Yeah.
account for that redundancy.
Yeah. If I wasn't worried about that affecting the surface, you can actually feel it a little bit, right? If you weren't worried about that, I wouldn't care. If I printed only in silks or flat or like a matte colored PLA,
Yep.
matte PLAs, I wouldn't care. But when you can see it and it's something on the outside, it's a problem. Someone says turn your part 45 degrees. That's just hiding the problem. That's not fixing it.
Yeah,
So
you want it to work, don't you? Without having to do
well,
band-aid fixes.
here's what I think. It's got a lot of hype behind the product.
Mhm.
And by ignoring an issue, you're not helping it, and you're not helping them improve the product, and you're adding to the hype,
Mhm.
right? I think if there's an issue, and other people have reported these issues, it needs to be called out, and they need to be held. They need to address it,
Yep.
one way or another. They need to address it. If you don't do that, you're letting them. You're paying a lot for a printer, and you're letting the quality slide, and that's not acceptable, especially for 700 or $750 for a printer.
Yeah. I think they have been pretty good so far addressing things. So
They
fingers
have
crossed
been,
they
yeah.
do the right thing again.
They have been, and a lot of stuff they've fixed stuff. They've done a lot of tweaks on firmware. They've done a lot of updates. This is something they really need to investigate because it's not only one or two people. I would say there could be maybe 10, maybe 20% of people are seeing this based on the number of chats and forums, and that's a high enough number to say you need to be really watching this, guys. There's a problem out there somewhere.
Well, this is the first new printer in many years, and now everybody's going to try to copy in the years to come, try to make their
Oh
version.
yeah, this time next year
Bamboo
there'll be
Yeah.
10 copies of Bamboo Labs coming out of Creality and everybody else out there.
Well, see, I think part of the reason people like it is because it is different. It's not a clone. It's got some advanced stuff, and they are trying to support it with spare parts and service. So
Yes.
if anyone else wants to be a copycat, they'll probably fall somewhere short unless they're going to be committed like that.
And the spare parts are not expensive.
Yep.
A print head is $50 or less, and a whole nozzle assembly costs you $10, $12, $15.
Yeah.
Like, you can't argue that, okay? And it's easy to switch stuff in and out in most cases. There's another company that's coming out with something like the Bamboo, but it's going to be a 300 by 300 build plate, probably next month or the month after. They did one at the size of the Bamboo, but decided to hell with that. They're going to upsize it, and they have a bigger touch screen and all this kind of stuff, but it's actually on the side, not on the front. And it looks kind of like a Bamboo Labs. I think they were released around the same time, roughly. So they're not one is not copying the other, and they're going to be around the same price as the X1, I believe.
I don't have it yet, but I sure wish I would have went slightly bigger. But I'll wait till I get it and we'll see.
Yeah, and these guys are going pure clipper.
I've been printing stuff too big for years. You print really big stuff. It's like, well, now what do you do with it? I've done my video. It's sitting on the shelf. It's collecting dust. Now what do I do with it? So
yeah,
it's not always the best thing to do is printing big stuff.
I think clones will bring prices down. That's what's going to happen. Bamboo Labs is not made for everybody. It's made for the prosumer type of person, right? And then eventually you'll be buying them for $500 instead of $700 for the P1, or maybe even less than that. And the X1 will probably come down to about $700 or $800. I'm guessing $750 is what it'll come down to in 6 months' time. A lot of hype around it right now, and it's going to appear. It's going to come back, because more and more people are going to compete with them, and they need to be competitive in the market. Unless they release something in addition that features that blows everybody else out of the water, that's the only way they can keep their price point high. So, but it's good. It's the right direction, is what I think about it.
Yeah,
the Flying Ghost. It's a nice machine. It's not Clipper. It's Marlin based. The Flying Ghost is. Have you seen it? Or not the Flying Bear, the Ghost one. Have you seen that one?
Chris Kersey is now what he did a couple days ago.
Chris did one. He did the Reborn 2 is what he did.
Okay.
From Flying Bear. So the Ghost is an older model. The Reborn 2 is a newer model that they have. And it's Core XY. It's not fully enclosed. It's enclosed, but the top of it doesn't have a cover. It's kind of got like a tent you put over the top. Is what they have to cover the top of it. It looks
Okay,
like
yeah,
a decent machine.
Roar Tech has a real good
Oh,
channel.
they did a review too. Okay, I didn't see hers. I saw Chris Kerji Fabrications doing his setup.
Spaghetti filament. I'm not familiar with spaghetti filament. No, I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I heard of it.
No, I haven't heard that one.
Michael, what do you normally do on the weekends? Are you just hanging out with your family doing dad stuff, or are you working on your business?
Generally, like there's a bit of admin time every day for sure, or like 7 days a week. But generally on the weekend, yeah, it's family stuff. So every Saturday night we do like family movie night, that type of thing. Take the dogs for walks. If the weather's nice, we might go out and do whatever activity.
Yeah.
But
Since you
today's raining this Sunday, so we're going to be indoors all day.
I wish it's raining here in Vegas. It did about a week ago. It was wonderful because they don't ever rain here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have, since you're self-employed now and YouTube full time, do you have set hours that you do work on things, or you just get up when you want to get up and do things and you want to do it, or you try to keep a schedule?
I find I work best with like structure and schedule. So it's not really strict in terms of an exact hour I start and finish. That will be flexible depending on how hard the video is, or whether things are going smoothly. But I generally try to work like normal business, like as if I was still a teacher. So like I start work in the morning, I finish afternoon, around that normal, whatever. What's normal? 8 to 5 type thing. Some days earlier, some days later. The flexibility is one of the perks, but yeah.
8 to 5, that's a half day. I'm sorry, that's a half day's work.
Yeah.
I'm a product manager, so I cover global. Mm-hmm. And I start answering emails at 5 a.m. in the morning, when I get out of bed, and I don't stop till 10 or 11 o'clock at night when I go back to bed. So that's why I'm calling your day a half day. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Fair enough.
So yeah, it's being global is hard. When you're the only person global for a product, it's hard.
And here's that helmet I got in the mail that I won on DB3D Dan stream about 3 weeks ago. BC B2 3D. I don't have their name up right now, but I won it. They're Twitch streamers, and Royal Nomi. They streamed together. They printed this helmet for my wife and sent it over. So I got that yesterday. And here's a picture that we're all waiting to happen. So that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that'll be. They're saying March. They're talking about a full test fire next month, and there's for all of the engines, and they're saying March. They're aiming at March for a launch.
Now the second picture, is that like a SpaceX rocket or something
like that? That's a new SpaceX Starship. So the top part is called Starship. I have it here behind, a model of it here behind me. So the silver part on top is Starship, and the bottom part then, this bottom part here is a super heavy booster. Mm-hmm. So it's got it has
29 Raptors down below.
Sorry?
29 Raptor engines down below.
Yeah, 29 Raptor engines on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Tim from DeWitt 3D. Hey, Tim.
Hey, gentlemen. Hey, how are y'all?
Good day, Tim.
Hello.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt, but I have to announce people. They don't want to sit in the green room forever.
Yep.
Ever.
And if this, just mute me if this is loud. I'm running a job on here, so
okay.
If it's loud, mute me because the microphone's pretty close to it.
But that Starship is designed to go to the moon and to Mars is what they're building it for. But it's 100% reusable. Nothing gets left behind. That's what they're building it on. Yeah. So it's 2 pieces, and it's kind of cool. So the weird thing about it is the booster will come back. And when the booster comes back on the launch tower, he's got these arms. They call them the chopsticks. Mm-hmm. When he comes back, it's going to hover, and they're going to catch it in the air. Drop it back in the launch pad, reload, refuel it, and launch again the same day.
Wow!
So he's going to catch it in the air, right, with these arms and put it back on the launch pad again.
So that should be more reliable than the one where they just use the rockets to stabilize and land.
Well, it can do both, but they want to try because if it lands, it has to land away from the launch pad. Mm-hmm. But if they can catch it in the air, then they can kill the engines when it's in the air, catch it in the air, and then drop it back in the launch pad and refuel it.
To cut down on weight, not having landing lights,
Yeah.
etc. So,
So
that way
and
you
the
keep
goal of it, the long-term goal is launch the Starship into orbit, the top part. The booster comes back, gets refueled. They put a new fuel tank like Starship, but a fuel tank only on top.
Mhm.
Launch them into orbit, refuel the Starship in orbit, which they're working on with NASA, and then they can head to the moon or to Mars from there. And that's the idea, is to have that capability. So the booster can be one booster and multiple starships or multiple starships /
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got John from Tripod's Garage. Hey, John.
What?
Hey, John.
What's going on,
Oh,
peeps?
hello.
How's
How
everyone?
goes it?
I gotta get my booster. There, hold on. There we go. Or at least sit up. What's going on, everyone?
How's life?
It's there. It's alternative, I guess, right? So,
Done any new cutting?
huh?
Have you done any new cutting?
Oh, with the plasma CNC over there?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
So I'm waiting on some more metal. I think I finally found a source. I'm not going to go to Home Depot and spend $26 for a 18-inch by 24-inch sheet anymore. So I just need to get 4x8 sheets of material now for like 16 gauge. It's
They're
just
already,
that, what's that?
At BC, they're already exploring those options.
Oh yeah. For onesie twosie signs and cutting, it's fine. And plus, I need a water table to catch all the material.
Yeah.
When I was on the Edutech stream, it was like I said, it's all the way over there, but
You'll get
it gets
slide popping everywhere like a volcano. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean over here on this computer, the keyboard's all crusty from all the material flying around. So
yeah,
I mean, got all over the printers and everything. So yeah, I need to get the water table before I do another cut.
Well, you could build one and just use metal.
So that's the problem, right? If I build one, then I need to move everything outside and do it because it's just I can't do it inside. It's just think about all the cutting that needs to be done. So yeah, I could use the plasma CNC for it. So, but it's just going to get everywhere again. You got too much equipment in here to keep on, or I have to just encase it. But again, what do you have to use like welding cloth to do it because you don't want to use anything plastic, any other fabric because of the sparks.
Right.
So you're kind of limited in a way. But I mean, yeah, it's still only. This was the only successful one so far. I mean, it was the third one. I haven't done another one since, but it came out really nice. I gotta get. I have the welding table. I just need to get stronger magnets and a grinder to get the slag off the back.
Oh, you haven't got the slag off it yet? Okay.
About 1/8 inch.
Okay.
What's that? It's a 16 gauge.
Oh, okay.
So it could theoretically it could go up to an inch or more.
Wow.
So.
Well, the limitation is going to be what your plasma cutter can cut.
Yep, that's the only limitation is the plasma cutter itself, and that could go over an inch. And just put the perimeters either in your in like Fusion or within. You can also do it within Darkdroid itself. So they're talking about I have a portable, semi-portable plasma cutter, Mike. So it's about this big, but it has a robotic arm that goes around. I forget the name of it. There's a name for that type of arm. So if you've seen the Sculpto, it's kind of similar to that for the 3D printer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so your bamboo is finally gonna arrive there, Jerry?
Not yet. I got some parts I ordered that just came in the mail right before the stream. I'm hoping you get an email at the end of the month. So maybe the first week of February. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm making room for my bamboo.
I might be the only one that may at some point be sending it back.
We all know it's user error.
Yeah, of course. It's always my fault.
It's still not.
Hey, John, you must be talking to my wife. Everything's my fault, you know.
It's always my fault here. The wife always says that even if I'm not even around, it's my fault. So
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I have a CR10. I have my original CR10 that I'm going to be selling that I kept in an enclosure. The plexiglass side, let the wires come out of the CR10, went through the hole in the side, and I replaced the bed wires on it with some silicone wires from TH3D. They're 12 gauge, very flexible. Well, I kept getting a thermal runaway, and I'm checking the coating with my hand. I go over the negative lead with my finger, and I can feel a dent. So I take a razor and I scrape it back, and it, hold on, back room, and it bent in two because when the wire makes that loop to go to the control box, it was running through the plexiglass. It was restricting the movement, causing that wire to constantly bend. So even though it's flexible, it broke in two from bending. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the one and the only, we've got the real Sam Prentice.
no,
That's the fake Sam Prentice. That's not the real one. Fake one.
in his new studio. Maybe.
No, I'm in
That's
the
his
kitchen.
kitchen.
It's in the
Kitchen.
kitchen.
I'm in the kitchen. Definitely in the kitchen.
You better be cooking.
That's where I've been with the two dogs for 3 days. So
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they were ill. They were not doing too well at all. So now they're fine. So
Jesus. Well, I heard bamboo, so
yeah. So maybe
I've
they
got
ate too many
parts for
carrots.
bamboo. I've got one in the mail. I'm waiting.
So but he's got parts. Jerry's ordering it piece by piece. So maybe in a month or so, he'll have all the parts to be put together himself.
oh, have you
I
got
got-
the kit? You got the new bamboo kit, have you? Where they send you
I just got
Here,
extra.
We'll give you the mini bamboo. I'll send you that, Jerry.
Yeah.
What's that
The
one?
Ghost. That's the Ghost 6. It's
All right. You know the
yeah, you know, it's like you got the Core XY for speed, right? There's no speed in this.
no, that's
printer.
from Navarre. That's not that doesn't have any of the accelerometers or anything on that. You
No,
have to go
no,
clipper and add that to it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's got a which board? It's not a BTT board. It's an SK. It's what type of board is in those again? I'm trying to remember.
MKS.
It's an MKS. That's it. Yeah, it's an MKS.
I don't even know what printer it is. It's an MKS.
It's the running.
He knows
bear.
everything, Sam. You know that.
It's running bear, so they are MKS boards. Yeah.
Tim, what are you printing on your bamboo?
Clipper on those easy enough.
I am
nano-
printing
I'm
a
not
whole
printing
bunch,
anything.
a whole bunch of these
Tim.
things with
Sorry,
different
bud.
times on them. So it's an actual paying job. So
Oh, nice.
the actual job is actually afforded me to get an AMS, which is on order.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So yeah, so this will be it's going to go up so high, then it's going to pause, and I'm going to change filament to the green.
Oh, so
Which
if you
is
get
why
the
I
AMS,
like
you can
the
do it without
AMS.
the pause. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's good that you're doing a lot of them. Because I seen the guy done a video the other day. He had a multicolored print. He weighed out the box, the filament, the poop, everything, and it was 3 times more for the one item. So it's like if you need to print multiple items, load the bed up, and that way it's the same amount of filament
Well,
change.
yeah, and in a case like this, it's not going to be any waste even with an AMS because it's just one change because it's just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there will be waste, but it'll be only one purge. Yeah.
very minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have a question for Sam and Mike, since they're both on. Do you have pictures in your wallets of each other, or is it? I don't see any hanging up behind you. I'm very disappointed.
I'll answer that right now, Tripod. Yes, we do, but myself and Mike don't have our wallets on us at the moment.
They have
Oh,
each
okay.
other's wallets instead.
I had a whole album, but my kids got jealous, so I had to cut down a bit.
So I'm about to start a new project, which is how can I put this? Think of a death racer, but one you can actually drive yourself.
Oh,
That sounds like fun.
Hey, can you design it with both pedals on the left side?
It will probably be the
Just for
pedals
me.
will be pull grips. And so there's going to be a standard one that's going to be available that you can print on like a 500 rat rig. That's kind of generally the process for that. But I got into a really interesting conversation this week with another company, and they're going to send me, and I'm going to have a loan printer, which is 1200 by 600. And the reason for that is because the chassis that I want to build, I don't want to do it in sections because I'm going to try and do a world record attempt with the speed. I might kill myself with it, but I wanted to print it in one section rather than doing it in different parts. I think if you get like 20 mile an hour out of it, I think bolting it together is fine, but I really want to make sure that it's going to be held together. So but when I was talking to this guy,
so one thing, Sam.
Sorry.
One thing. Just make sure before you test drive it, make sure your life insurance is up to date. Okay.
Oh, it is. Don't worry about that. My wife sees to all that. Don't worry about it.
No, she's going to double it.
when we were talking, he was talking about the bamboo, and he went on to say about, and I was just like, what do you think? And he was like, it's phenomenal, but for that market. And he went on to say something that I found quite interesting, which was bamboo, or any company that comes out with something so spectacular, it pinches other companies and puts them in the hole. So there's going to be a load of technology that's out there that's being worked on that will probably never see the light of day because big company mentality basically quashes other small businesses. And it's something that really sat with me, and it's quite an obvious thing, but business is business, and that's the way I look at it, being that I have a business and stuff myself. So but it really kind of sat with me that the thought process of small businesses that we like and have grown around over a number of years potentially going out of business is something that is a bit of a worry. And obviously that technology as well that perhaps bamboo will not ever look at or think about. So I don't know, it was kind of just something that really sat with me this week. And bear in mind, he's like, yeah, we're going to send you this massive printer and do your thing with it and then ship it back to me, because I've got no way. I don't really want to put a massive printer like that in any kind of space, and it's enormously expensive as well.
Is that company out of Israel by any chance?
No, it's not. It's coming. It's being built in the UK and then being shipped to me, and then it's going to be shipped back. So
you know who I was referring to, the company in Israel who do big printers like that. Yeah,
I do. Yeah, they do a 600. They do a 1200, don't they?
Yeah,
Joe Telling and print Pet G on glass.
Items.
Don't pull a Joe Telling and print Pet G on glass and break it.
No, it's got to stay. I think
He'll never live that one down.
It's a fully alley bed, actually. I think it's a fully alley bed, but it was just something that really sat with me, and I'm sort of very, very pro bamboo, despite the community. But it's something that really sat with me. But at the end of the day, the way I sort of saw it was that if other companies have been complacent and they haven't managed to get all those really good ideas into one machine, then that's really a manufacturer issue, not really a consumer issue. No, it's just something that sat with me anyway.
Well, I think if others clone that and the price comes down, which will happen, the options will be either smaller companies will either have to change their game, or they will get left behind, because the consumer wants something. People want something like an inkjet printer. You plug it in, it just works. That's where they want to go. And 3D printing hasn't gone there in 35 years, really.
No.
So the closer we get to that, the more people will want to buy that type of product, right?
Absolutely. I got that Kickstarter printer, from G-Tech, the Thunder. Yeah. And there's quite an interesting, if you look behind it, there's quite an sorry?
The dual-colored one.
No, it's a single color, but it's really quick. It's a bed slinger, but it is like 300 millimeters per second.
Yeah.
And if you look into the backstory when they started developing it, and it's got like closed loop motors on it, so you can whack the thing to the side and it'll go back. It's quite cool. Mm-hmm. But it's 2 years out of date and bloody noisy. And again, this is sort of when I'm making content and I'm recording videos and unboxing and printing and messing around with stuff. And then like a company like that did have a place there to come out with a brand new printer that's 2 years out of date. I don't know.
Jerry, read your chat.
It was what?
Well, think about it this way, Sam. How long was that in R&D, right, for that one printer? And then 2 years. And then this print, then how long was Bamboo in R&D for theirs? And look what they've. I mean, Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
as I say, you know, anyone could have. I think anyone that perhaps had a fresh look and approach on something, you know, it'd be a shame to think. You know, for me, I think it'd be a shame to think that some manufacturers that are small manufacturers would potentially go out of business because they don't have a strong enough market hold. That's a bit sad. That's sort of a sad statistic, really.
I know two in the last 12 months that have stopped making printers.
Really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
In the last 12 months, they do other business as well, and they just decided we're not doing consumer 3D printing anymore. They just walked away
Yeah,
from it.
Chris,
For what reason?
Thank you very much. Let's do the giveaway for the spaghetti filament from TH3D next week. So I'm doing a roll of Ziltech today, but yeah, I'd love to try out a roll. Thank you very much, Krista. I'll get a hold of you or Tim. I'll see you. Well, you already got my information. So.
Well, there's a few reasons why.
When I come out to the States next.
So, Tim, there's a few reasons why, because you asked the reasons why.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, they kept having their shipments of printers being stolen.
Being stolen.
Coming
Okay.
to the US. One of them shipped 10 pallets of printers to Amazon, and they arrived at Amazon. They were actually registered as arriving and being delivered at Amazon by the shipper. And Amazon Amazon lost them. They never ended up on the shelves. 10 pallets of printers gone. So they decided we're not, and it's happened to them before. So they decided to hell with this. We're not doing it anymore. Another one that they were losing market share because they weren't catching up and too much. Like they just weren't gaining. But one of them just gave up because they're going to stay with industrial machines, but they walked away from consumer stuff because the machines have been stolen all the time. And I know there's another company. In the last few days, I heard a whole truckload of printers was stolen, and they were a Kickstarter. Let me find the name of them.
I wouldn't imagine those would be high targeted items.
Oh, but they're easy to sell.
Yeah, I guess so, but for not much profit. I mean, usually when shipments are stolen, it's much higher valued items so that they can cut their. Obviously, they sell them at a discount. You know, it just doesn't seem like a criminal enterprise stealing 3D printers.
And then you got everybody that buys them call the company report, and well, you didn't buy one. Where do you live at again?
Okay, the CETUS, the CETUS. The company CETUS.
There was a saying here in the USA. It was called "It fell off the truck."
Well, these literally they took the truck and all.
Yeah.
So CETUS, they let me see how much they lost. How many they lost? They lost a whole pile of them. I can't remember. A whole truckload of Kickstarter machines that were the high-end version of the Kickstarter machines. Whole truckload gone. So, because they're easy to sell, they're not traceable.
Yeah,
right?
and
you don't have serial numbers like
100% profit, but 100% profit. But you're going to sell a $300 retail value 3D printer that you've stolen off the back of a truck for what, $50?
I don't know, but I'm just saying they're going.
You're not building a big. You're no Tony Soprano. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So
don't mess with the family, right?
Yeah.
Wow. You got to build this super death racer, huh? Sam, you can make it into like a Mario Kart where the weapons on it.
We're not entirely. So the basis at first part is to do this world record attempt, and then to do a race with Matt Denton and Ivan Miranda. And then onwardly from that, then we're going to then look to put that onto Patreon, and then after that point, then there might be a group of people that then go out and start building these things. But we're looking at Suron motors, so that's the electric motorbikes. So the potential is 80 miles an hour out of these things at full send. So in a 3D printing car, can you believe it? Yeah, it's going to be mad. But we're now pushing forward with that. The design is way underway now. We kind of know what we want. So yeah, it's going to be good. You should go to Australia and race Michael. Yeah, well, that would be a bad idea. I mean, it's certainly something. So I can't go to the Rip Rap Festival that's in the next one, the Rocky Mountain one. Because I'm on a stag do, but the guy who's getting married that I'm the best man for, he's going out to Australia. I don't know what part. It's a big place, of course. But you know, you never know. You never know who might turn up in Australia at some point. So you never know.
Well, and you can exchange new photos of each other.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yeah.
So Sam, is there going to be any like any cheating with like the frame or anything, or is it just 100% 3D printed, no metal involved? I mean,
no. So you might find that there will be bearings and bushes and bits and pieces like that, obviously. But the wheels, you know, the wheels are going to be TPU. We've learned a lot from the Death Racer stuff. We won't be going tracks with this, but I was really hoping to do some sort of track thing. But you know, to get the speed up, to get to the speed where we need to get to, it's going to have to be it's going to have to be electric and the wheels. So Head Michael has a scoop. What was that?
Yeah, I might be getting after the New Year, the Chinese New Year, the G-Tech Mesa M. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this was the Thunder, and it certainly got the wind factor with the fans on this thing. I just thought, you know, after all the Chuck stuff that went down and all that stuff with G-Tech, I thought, well, I haven't worked with them for a while. They sent me a message, and I said, yeah, okay, we'll have a look at it. And it's noisy, but it is a quick printer.
Didn't Joel do a video a couple months ago with some company overseas that had a little 3D printed car? He was driving around in the parking lot with it. It was all 3D printed.
Yeah, that was that was in Germany. That was a Form Next in Germany. That was Stratasys, I think it was. That they did that with, I believe. That was I think it was a bike underneath it, and then they built the car around it, I think.
Okay, yeah, something like that. All right.
Yeah, so you never know.
Well, I was wondering if there's anything else.
Anything else, as in what, a banana coming?
Well, no, I'm saying it like any type of so like the Death Racers has that optional support beam that, you know, to go across for rigidity, right? So that's what I was asking, if there's anything in there.
Okay, so no, that's going to basically be part of the chassis design. So, you know, the idea is that the suspension is very much A in the seat and B in the wheels, which is why we've got a PETG with a TPU tire. That's going to be the idea behind that. And then I think it's a singular wheel at the front is what we're looking at.
But how are you going to overcome flexing the body with the length of it? If you're sitting in this thing, it's going to flex in the center from the weight. You must have a beam running to give center support.
Okay, but the weight will be over the wheels.
So you're going to backload it. So you're going to be sitting in the back over the rear chassis or the rear axle. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll basically be sitting. You'll be sitting on the wheels. So the weight will very much be on the back. So there won't be any. But there shouldn't be too much flex unless you've got like massive feet or something ridiculous.
Unless you're Bozo the Clown.
That's it. That's it.
Sergio HVAC, thank you very much for the $25 on PayPal to help pay down my credit card bill for my Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon.
They're taking PayPal now, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I
started the other day.
I wanted to use PayPal last week, but I didn't have my new card to mail. And then the day after I ordered, now they take PayPal. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. They turned it on Wednesday or so, Wednesday, wasn't it, or something like that? Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of donations. I've been getting a lot of donations from different people over the last couple of weeks to help me out on this purchase. So once I do all my videos on it, and I'll have in the credits, it'll thank everybody for that. I won't list dollar amounts. I think that'd be wrong. But it will thank everybody in every video that donated to help me purchase this. I really appreciate it.
I heard as well, Jerry, that you were going to write and perform a song on one of your live streams, thanking all those people as well.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
He just said yes, so we're going to hold him to it.
I can sing better than I can dance, but anyway.
So Jim
I can't do either.
Are you going to naked dance through Las Vegas main strip?
Viva Las Jerry.
So there's a guy called Daniel Patel, and he is a content creator. He does a lot of videos basically on Filmora and various other platforms and stuff. And he did a response video, which is basically a music video to some put downs that someone else on YouTube basically, you know, we all get them, right? If you're doing anything on YouTube, you always just get some knob that wants to come along and say that you're trash or you're this or you're that, or you should cut your hair, or you should do, you know, not you, Jerry, but you know, one of those things, you know. It's kind of like,
I bet you tell me to grow. You tell me to grow a leg all the time.
You could probably kick me out of the song really good.
Yeah, there's always a put down, and he's done a whole song, and it's called "I'm Not a Rock Star." And the good news, I think the good thing about putting the studio together over the last couple of weeks is I've not had to make any content, and then you're looking at other things and looking for inspiration in other areas and stuff. And it's been good. So yes, Patel, I think it's Daniel Patel or something like that. I'll try and link it.
Hey Sam, why don't you film the process of building your studio and time lapse it? That can be a couple videos. Yeah,
I'm doing a couple of bits on that at the moment. I've got more LEDs. Hang on, I've got more LEDs than a teenager's bedroom in there at the moment. So I might need to cut down.
John, have a great day. Thank you for stopping.
Do you have a Michael photo wall though?
Yeah.
I tell you what, mate, I have a full-size effigy of him. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Sam, but
you probably will have one.
The Sam work section here is now a metal fabrication area. So when you come visit again, I expect you to start working on some metal over there.
Okay, yeah. I'm down. I'm down for some metal.
It's hold on, let me switch over. Yeah, it's coming together. It's still a mess, but it's coming together. I mean, it's metal. It's all metal area, so
looks good.
But no, it doesn't look good.
No, I mean, it looks workable.
Normal.
Yeah,
it looks like a regular
normal. Yeah,
like you got the two.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can only hide so many wires for the plasma and everything.
Where's the
else,
picture of Michael Laws that I pinned to the wall as well?
Yeah.
I've noticed that's disappeared.
Yeah. When my wife was like, "You need another workbench," I said, "No, I need 2 more." She's like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Well, now I took over Sam's spot completely." So
I love that I have a spot in your garage. That's it's just kind of crazy. I don't know what to think about that.
Well, you came over at one time. I didn't clean up that because I just got that slat wall done over there. You're like, where am I working? I'm saying, hold on now. Let me quickly
hold on.
shove crap to the side.
You have a picture of Sam Prentice hanging on the wall.
No, we're not that.
Probably. Yeah,
He's committed to Mike. I can't do that.
I thought he had like a little shrine or something.
Sam, what's that link for?
No.
So that's the "I'm Not a Rock Star." This was a comeback video to somebody. If you play it, don't play it live or anything, but if you watch it,
I shared it.
It's kind of funny, and like I see a lot of the time. So Jim from the Edge of Tech, someone said, cut your hair. You look like a hippie. Is your hair flammable? Brian Vines is another one. He always gets crap off people about his hair, and it's kind of ironic, isn't it? Sometimes you click on and go, oh, someone's put a comment, and you look and you go, oh, it's a massive put down. What a way to start my day. Thank you so much. Oh dear oh dear.
Well, see, the answer to that is you can only please one person today, and today's not their day, and tomorrow doesn't look good for them either.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, you're right.
I usually try to find a good way to troll back at them, so I don't care. Whatever is what it is. So
John, are you going to this Rocky Mountain Rep Festival thing?
No, I don't have enough PTO from work to go, so I'm.
You just normally do a sick day, though.
Yeah, that's true. I could do that. So
you don't look well, John.
John, wait. Hopefully, my boss isn't watching. But
Liam, you got
that's for December, Sam.
Oh no, he got the coin tester.
Oh, okay.
That's good, sir. I'm glad.
So I'm planning on hopefully visiting. Was it in December, right? For the one in the Smurf one, or whatever you call it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Zach popping in. Hey, Zach.
What's up?
Zach? Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach.
G'day.
Everyone goes when Zach joins.
We've got Smurf coming up in December, which is going to be in Oxford, and that's via E3D. It's a Sanjay Mortimer Rep Festival. It's for his foundation charity. So I think Scott's coming over for that as well. Death Racer Scott. So that should be quite interesting, and there'll be a bunch of other. I think Joel's coming over, and a bunch of other people I suspect. But you're coming over as well, Joel.
I haven't told the wife yet, so I'm playing because she's never been, over the pond. So we'll
you need
see
to
if
find the right time.
Yeah. So we'll try to make to that one. But also, how many days is it?
I
2
think
days?
it's going to be, it'd probably be Friday set up, Saturday, Sunday. But, you know, the thing is, John, you know, the E3D crowd are big drinkers, and I know you're not.
I can't, Michael, I can't hold my booze. How do I say it, Sam?
I can definitely hold my brews.
There it is. He speaks tripod. I'm drunk. So we go and he's like, he could hold his alcohol a lot better than me. I could flat out say that. So we're at an Italian restaurant. I ordered 2 Long Islands and I was going to be done, right? And I was already feeling it pretty well. And I wasn't looking, and another one was there, and Sam's like, "You didn't finish your Long Island." I'm like, "Oh." He orders me one. I didn't even know, and I was just totally gone. Absolutely gone. So.
The thing is, it was more than 3 that he had. I think he must have had 4, or at least 4.
Yeah, probably.
So,
I mean, a Long Island's just asking for something to happen anyway.
yeah.
But
I mean, it was a good one.
hey, I'm amazed. People are amazed that crutches with 1 leg, I was still able to move around.
Rich.
Thank you very much, Rich. $25. Thank you very much.
I'm trying to take advantage of you.
Awesome. Put that towards my Bamboo Labs.
But Sam, you heard the story. You heard the story from the wife, right? That about my friends telling me to go. You know, we lived in a house that had like 14 stairs, and they kept on saying that there was something upstairs. And I was totally not capable of moving around that well, and a whole bunch of people are there. 4th, 5th time that I go up and down the stairs, and then I'm like, wait a minute, and then everyone starts laughing. They wanted to see if I was going to fall down the stairs.
The funniest
Great friends, right?
Was hearing the story when after you got back to the hotel room, and then you wanted to sit on the couch and talk to your wife, and she was like, "John, can we just go to bed? Please, can we just go to bed?" And you're going, no, I want to talk about this. I'm really annoyed about something. And you just wanted to keep talking to her. She was just like, I want to go to bed. Please, can we just go to bed? But what made it worse, there was a lady wearing a wedding dress. She just got married and she got locked out of her room. And we were on the same floor. And I walked past and said, "You okay?" And she said, "Oh, we can't get into the room." So I tried the key a few times to try and help her out. So John comes around the corner. "Hey, get away from her. You want to stay away from that guy." And I'm just like, "Oh my God, this is so bad. So bad."
Well, I guess the moral of the story is Sam will not slip me another drink. So.
I think the moral of the story is keep away from John when he's drunk.
Hey, at least it's a fun time. It's not like one of those people that, you know.
My God, it was
I'm never a mad person when I've had a few. So
very amusing, very amusing.
Yeah,
but it's rare that I have something.
Rich, the LA Hobby Guy, thank you very much for your Auteur video you did on their new rotary roller. I like how it tips up and down, and it's a nice little unit. Looks nice. Thank you for the video.
They haven't released it yet, I don't think. I think he's got a preview of it. They haven't. I don't think it's released yet.
Okay.
So I was hanging out with a friend today up at the Makerspace. He needed some stuff done on the laser, so I went up there and did it for him. And he was talking about he was wanting to get a I want to get a laser. I've been looking at this X tool. I want to etch all my tools with it. I'm like, you got to have a fiber laser, buddy. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, do it properly.
Explaining to him and showing him the prices of it. He's like, oh.
The X tool does have an IR head, but it's very, very slow to engrave with. I think it has an IR head.
Yeah, it's got the same 2-watt IR that most of these. Yeah. That's like the Mr. Carve M1, the Atom Stack, and I think all these other Galvo mini 2-watt lasers. I think Mr. Carve is partnering with them because they're almost identical in every way, So, but yeah, the IR, it's nice for like the gantry system for like engraving something bigger, But again, for something with a tools or something, because my cousin wants to come over, and I'm like, yeah, I can mark all your tools probably in 30 seconds each, or even quicker with the fiber lasers. But that's the only thing that I thought was pretty clever goal with having a gantry one is be able to do a larger surface area, because you're limited to with these fiber lasers with the galvo head to basically a maximum of 300, and then you're really diminishing the power of it through that large field. So even with my 100 watt, I can go 300, but it's not going to be as powerful once it hits those perimeters.
Yeah. But he could do the X tool if he wanted to go that route with the IR head. But it is very slow. It's only a 2 watt, so it's really slow.
Yeah.
It works, but it's...
It works. I mean, I got some really...
Hey, John, when Blvd was on the other day, I was in the bedroom watching TV. I had my cell phone with me in chat. He had just mentioned something. Somebody in chat was having a problem with the galvo and light burn or something, and to that extent. And then you popped in and said hi. It's why I said, hey, ask Tripod. Because they were having something to do with light burn and setting up that laser. And I figured you might have an answer. That's why I mentioned it.
It was the Atom Stack IR. It was, yeah, they were having a problem with the Atom Stack IR. And the way that X Tool does theirs is that you reflash their board to be compatible. So I don't know if that's the way. I don't have I have Atom Stack clones, but I don't have their IR. So I was quickly on their website. I didn't see anything that why he couldn't use the IR module with Lightburn.
You're pretty close with the Lightburn guys, aren't you, John?
Yeah, but for the
they are. They're almost all identical.
Don't you have to get the more expensive version of Lightburn to run the galvos, right?
No, only for the galvo, yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, but didn't Lightburn have? You have 2 licenses for Lightburn, and the more expensive license is the one that you need for the galvos, right?
Yeah, I'm running both. I have Lightburn regular and then Lightburn for galvo, and it's so much better. At first, I was like, because I gotten used to EasyCAD and CCAD, but they both have a huge memory issue for doing their layers. And Lightburn doesn't have that. So if you're doing multiple layers, it just doesn't have a memory problem. Sure, you can't do all the hatching and stuff like CCAD and EasyCAD, but all the other benefits outweigh the hatching. So otherwise, yeah, it's I like it.
Exactly.
You have more control also of their frequencies too. And
bamboo stuff came in the mail today. I don't have a printer yet, but I got stuff from them.
Yeah. So check this out. Share my screen. This is a 3D scan of a lathe that we have at work. We've got it.
Wow, that's impressive.
A 72-inch chuck, huge lathe. It's originally designed to have 2 bed sections, but we only have 1 bed section. So they cut the lead screw for it, and they just use a single section. And this is the end where it would have made it up to the next section. Well, we're working on designing a plate to, instead of just support the cut off end like this, we're actually going to be able to support thrust. So I scanned it and brought it into CAD at work. I don't have it. I don't have it here, so I can't really show that. But this is the raw scan data I brought in. So to give you an idea of scale, this feed screw is 5 inches in diameter. And this is actually scaled at 50%. This is a 300 by 300 build area at the bottom here. So
that's about 3 feet wide and 5 feet tall or 6 feet tall.
This right here is like 3 foot tall, but this is like the bedway of the lathe. The chuck itself is 72 inches.
Jeez.
The actual scan, I have it on my laptop. I don't have it here. I did the texture scan with the IR or the Einstar, and it painted in the color like image of all of this. You could see like the streaks where I cleaned it with mineral spirits to put tracker dots on it, and you can see like there's a section here that I trimmed out for space sake. And it was painted red. really crazy good with the Einstar.
So, John, when are you going to put one of those in your metalworking area?
Yeah, well, considering that the two that I have the Scan Dimension. That's a laser one. As I mentioned, I think it was two live streams ago with you guys. And then I have the Rebel Point. The Rebel Point's just garbage, to me, in my opinion.
You were talking about when you got a lathe like this for your metalworking.
Yeah, I was talking about the lathe.
Yeah. Oh, now that would be. You know how many times like I see like on Facebook Marketplace or something that these this type of machinery, and I'm like, I just look in my garage over my shoulder. I'm like, no, it would be nice, but.
Problem.
I mean, this piece of equipment weighs as much as a school bus. So.
Oh yeah. No, the foundation in my house probably couldn't support it.
Yeah.
On Facebook Marketplace, and places like that, you will see guys selling heavy-duty machinery, like production lathes, enclosed. They'll be doing like 10 grand for a production lathe and stuff like that, and you see them all the time on Marketplace.
Yeah, but even though it's concrete for my in my garage, I guarantee it won't support that weight.
No, it's only a 3-inch slab or 4-inch slab. It'd never take it.
Neither will the driveway, though, John.
Yeah. It'll buckle in a minute.
So this is all just basically like a shell surface with some stuff floating in the middle. I wonder what repairing it will do.
But you'd have to complete the scan first. You've only got one side of the scan.
Well, I mean,
now this was you scanned black, right? This one scans black.
What do you mean?
So a lot of these more affordable scanners will not scan black.
This is infrared light.
Yeah.
So, kinda.
I mean,
this wasn't really black. This was like rust.
I mean, Michael has the most experience with, I think, out of all of us with these any type of scanners. So.
Yeah, the cheap ones are definitely bad at black.
Yeah.
Well, no, the making for motorsport guy, he's the reason I bought the Einstar. He scanned his car, and it scanned the rubber of the tire just fine.
Well, that's because they're not fully black, and it's IR.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's got to be at least a little reflective to infrared to work, right?
Hmm.
So if it absorbs, like if it's black in the infrared, I guess if it's got a high absorption of infrared, then yeah, it won't scan it. But
yeah, but most blacks are not really black. They're kind of a shade of gray. Most things that you see, as we see as being black, are not really black.
But a lot of the cheaper scanners use visible light to scan.
Yeah,
right?
which is why black is a problem, because
Right.
the light's absorbed by the tire.
Right. So this doesn't have any issue because it's infrared.
Yeah, yeah.
Or does it have as bad of an issue since it's infrared? I mean,
It depends on what the material is. It depends on how much IR light it absorbs. It's because light is reflected. Everything we see in color is a reflected light. So it's all about how much is absorbed by the material, and that would dictate how much the scanner can see.
Gentlemen, I have to get going. I'm afraid the rest of the family is woken up. I don't know if you can hear in the background, but I've got hungry kids lurking.
Oh, Michael, I wanted to show you something here.
Yeah.
That I printed a while back.
Mm-hmm. I think
This
you
is-
just had that done for your last stream, but I can't remember if it was painted.
Oh, did I
yet.
already show you?
This is Jerry's vacuum cleaner.
No, it's not me. Unfortunately, the person I sent this to, when I sent him a couple pictures, and it wasn't a 3D scan. It was done from scratch, sculpted, and I didn't shave in it, and I should have, because he left all the razor stubble when I didn't shave from the pictures. But yeah, it came out pretty good. Came out very
Can
nice.
you shave the model? Is it fine enough?
Well, I could have sanded it off, but I didn't. I just went ahead and painted it, and I went over and dry brushed a little bit of gray on it. I left it there, but I put this up on printables under 3D HP if anyone wanted to print a mini me. And the original size, it was like, I think, Liam did the other day on his live stream in the band.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Oh, now I got
It
ideas.
seems like a weird thing to want to download from
I didn't. No, Jerry asked me to print one. Said it to print it. He sent me the link.
sized it up
I got it.
100%.
I'm gonna do the bust of you, right? And then I'm going to do a mold and then make a mask.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
really funny.
That's smart.
one's more interesting, Gary?
You're like-
Which one's more interesting, the bust or the person?
Well, I'm pretty interesting.
Okay.
Good answer.
You should
No,
put it in like on your pillow and be
When
like,
I used to
"Oh,
have a
he's
job,
sleeping."
I'd go to work, I'd act one way, at home I act another way. I can act, like an adult or a 2-year-old. I can fit into whatever my circumstances are.
Oh, that's actually good. He can actually put
Like a
his,
chameleon.
that head on the pillow,
Yeah.
and then put a blanket, make him look like he's in bed. He could be out partying.
Poor Michael, he's desperate to go.
All right.
Desperate to go.
Thank you, Michael.
See you later, guys.
See you, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Later.
Take
Great
care.
seeing you. Thank you very much. And one other thing here I wanted to show. This is from Wicked. It's Turbo Man. He's printed.
Oh, that's
Oh, you broke it.
that's wicked.
Anyway, I got a couple. It is. Yeah, it's from Wicked.
Who's
Yeah,
Turbo
I
Man?
had some black and some gray resin. I kind of mixed it together when I printed him. But that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. For you youngins out there, you probably don't remember Turbo Man, but he's got a separate head here. Which
I'm
has
not
a
young. I
visor.
don't remember Turbo Man.
I don't
You
know
don't remember Turbo Man?
What was
Jerry,
his
print
special?
your little-
Terminator hat.
Jerry,
Did he-
print your
did
little
he-
head and put it on there.
Did he have
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Put a little Jerry Knapp head on there. Yeah, it'd be funny. But it came out pretty good. And then I got Bruce Willis as Die Hard. I got him over here too.
Jerry, I'll be back in a second.
All
I
right.
don't even know what Turbo Man
Die
is.
Hard is a Christmas movie.
Turbo Man.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Chat GPT. I hear all kinds of great things about that program, and somebody doing
Jingle
art
All the Way.
with a
Okay.
similar program and having the AI. They tell the AI what they want in a picture, and it just throws up whatever. Creates it.
That's been all,
Pretty
it's
interesting.
been all over the
like a
news
pretty
lately,
cool
that
film.
program.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on Chat GPT, and there's a lot of really intelligent programs that have came out recently. So a UFO must have crash landed in the last couple of months, and they got a lot of tech.
It's kind of scary.
I think
That
that's Marcel.
software.
Hello, Marcel.
It's gonna.
How's it going today?
So, have you calculated, Sam, how long it's going to take you to print that go kart?
No, not yet. We're as I say, we're still getting the CAD together at the moment, and then of course we're gonna slice it and dice it. But for the fast one, obviously I want to try and print that in one piece if I can. Hence the printer. So yeah, I suspect there'll be an external and an internal. There will be bolts. There will be some sort of bolts to go together on it, and then of course, obviously, offering up the wheels, and there probably have to be 100%. Infill. We'll wait and
Where
see.
you get your filament from?
Oh, it'd be Polymaker.
All right.
You know those guys, right?
Yeah, I know them. Nah.
When I get my X1 Carbon in the mail, hopefully the first week of February, I'm going to do a live unboxing like other people have done. I'm going to be giving away 3 rolls of Ziltech filament during that live stream. And I've contacted Polymaker. I haven't heard back from Nick if he'll allow me to
green
give
screen.
away. I'm waiting to hear back. And then Wham Bam, I've contacted them. They're probably going to give away one of their build plates. And if not, I think it'd be better a $50 gift card. That way, if somebody wins and they don't have a Bamboo Lab, they can go on their website and order something. So I'm working that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm waiting on Polymaker for 12 rolls now, and
I heard
18
Nick-
G-Tech rolls.
I heard from Nick a few days ago, but I don't just deal with Nick. I've got another contact as well in Europe, so I don't just I deal with Nick for the US stuff. But I've got another contact in Europe for the other bits.
Ladies
but-
and gentlemen, we've got Tim from TH3D.
Yeah, I only have
his
Nick.
girlfriend. Hey, Tim.
What's
how you
up?
doing?
The other Tim.
Hey,
Hopefully there's no echo. We're using a microphone and speakers right now.
All right. Yeah, we have
Well,
Mike.
that means Tim aren't in the same room.
I just came back down. My neighbor's using my garage right now to detail his Ford Escape. I was giving him a hand. And I came down and Michael was signing off. I was like, dang it. What are you guys up to?
I'm waiting on my Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon, hopefully to be shipped the first week of next month. I took out a credit card I shouldn't have took out, and I've got a lot of donations. I've been selling a lot of stuff, but a lot of the money has been donated and things I've sold, I pay bills with, and I buy groceries with. And it's like, oh, no, I got that credit card I shouldn't have. So it's on order.
What you need, Jerry, is a job.
Yeah.
What?
Second job.
I'm retired from construction, and I have a pension I get once a month. I'm retired from construction. and I
It'll be
make
worth it, Jerry.
what?
It'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it. Think about all the printers you can get.
Yeah. I sold my CR10 Max the other day for $500, and it was in perfect shape. And then I seen Sam came out with that new printer coming out that's 450 by 450, and I'm glad I sold my Max, because it's a great printer, but it's getting old, and people like new stuff.
Yeah, it's
I'm watching DeWitt's printer. That bed is shaking a lot.
Well, keep in mind it's also on a lazy Susan. It's not on a stable surface.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. I was like, "What is going on?" I was like,
"No, I've got it. I've got it on a lazy Susan here."
Okay, that makes more sense now.
Yeah. So if I were to,
so that printer is fighting all directions right now.
Yeah. So it's on a board here. Yeah.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, "Man, that bed is moving a lot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got annoyed with it yet, Tim, and just spun it around real quick?
Well, hey Sam, next time you come over, I won't crash my drone into the house. I rebuilt it.
I'm so glad to see. I saw that on the internet the other day. Actually,
it flies great. I hit about 120 miles an hour with it.
You taking a sledgehammer to a battery will always remain one of my fondest memories. And then when it wouldn't explode, taking a blowtorch to it. Yeah,
I mean, you gotta have fun. Did you see the clip I posted for the ANET A8 Plus? How to unclog the hot end?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Perfect fix of how to unclog a hot end.
Yeah. Jerry can pull it up if you. I mean, I might be able to. Hang on, can I present here? I think I can.
Well, hey Sam, I might be in jail by the next time you get here. Because I own some unauthorized pews now.
I know.
Here, let's see.
Oh right, okay. Well, more than what you had before.
Well, I have more than I had before, but I'm grandfathered in actually to the clause that Illinois is trying to pass, so I still am able to own them, but you can't buy them anymore.
Trying to think if this will.
But it'll be fought in the courts, and they'll lose anyway. So
hang on. So what happens to Range USA? Are they not allowed to sell them?
Oh,
yeah.
I kicked Zach.
But I think it'll get overturned in the courts because it's unconstitutional what they're trying to do. Wow. Basically, they want you to destroy everything or put it in a registry. So
kicked out.
Sorry about that, Zach. I kicked your screen that was down below, and it bumped you out too. I didn't mean for that to happen.
Zach was doing something inappropriate. We know.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Zach got it.
Stephen, cool. How are you doing?
I found the file. I'm just going to upload the file here. Here we go.
Who's that looking at you, Jerry?
Today I'm going to show you guys how to unclog a clogged hot end on an ANET A8 Plus. The first you're going to need to do is take whatever handgun you have lying around, put your ammo in it, rack it.
That's it.
Yeah. I done that.
Is Twitch weird about that stuff?
Either one might be. So
they're both weird about it.
I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now, so I don't want to find out.
Oh, that's on my. If you just search Timothy Hoagland on YouTube, that's a short.
I'm surprised that Jerry let it go that long.
Yeah. Also, at the end of it, we blow it up with a pound of tannerite.
Oh, now that was the best. It was almost what I was thinking about doing with the CR6 SE of just running it over with a tractor.
It was so good. And we also had an old CRT Dell monitor that was just like broken, like it was all burned in and dim. And so we shot it with the rifles, and then after the rifles, we got up a little close with the 12 gauge with some buckshot, and then whatever was left of it, we put the other 1 pound of tannerite in there and shot it. It was just it's like you hit the delete key. It was just gone. Yeah, the printer bed, we put the pound on the printer bed, and it looked like it was a taco.
It would have been great if you did like Mythbuster style with the slow-mo camera going.
We did that with Krista got that with her phone with the monitor. That's also a short on
way to go, Krista.
I'm trying to see if I can. Oh, I can't upload a picture. You can upload videos, but not pictures.
Thank you very much, Krista and Tim. Next
Yeah, I
week
hope
will
you
be
enjoy
great.
it. Jim from the Edge of Tech is like obsessed with it.
All right, thank you.
It's an awesome transition. It's amazing.
With Krista, when you first commented, I didn't realize we tried our film, and I didn't realize who you were. And then once you seen this, once I read this post and I realized who you were, I didn't know who you were in chat.
It's okay.
That video is first class, Tim. I'm glad it wasn't just cocking and copping out.
No,
Mhm.
that was an entire magazine.
That was full send. It was full send.
That makes me very
That's
happy.
what we did for my birthday. That was what I did for my birthday. We just went out to my buddy's place. He's got like 12 acres out here.
Yeah, I have to make sure I'm properly stored with mine when I cross the line there. So and go over to that place.
This is what was left of the printer after it went off.
Oh
wow!
Are you gonna send the video to them or
just send it to ANET? Here's the crazy part. Look at the extrusion. This is 2020 extrusion. Look at that.
Wow.
Like that was only 1 pound. I got my buddy Sean, he loves blowing stuff up, and he set off like 10 and 15 pounds at a time. This was a single pound that did that.
So this is ANET in his natural habitat. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. So like, and someone was like, "Why didn't you give it to a school or something?" I was like, "Because this thing was such a pile." You can see here. Here's the front of the CRT. You can see all the peppering from the buckshot.
Well, the problem is like I'm stuck with my CR6 SE. I can't. It's like I can't give it away to anyone.
I sold mine at Murph.
Well,
I got like $150 for it. So
well, I got a new one in a box for a giveaway stream.
Saganaki 3D and in the chat, the bed plate looks like it's been improved. Yeah, we have some fun. So yeah, it was great. I kind of see the appeal because my buddy he goes like, dude, you gotta blow up some tanner. I was like, this is that fun, and like you can hear me when it goes off because that was my first time setting it off was on top of that printer. So if you watch that clip, you'll hear me just sound like R2D2, like like whoa! Like, it was great. So yeah, I got in terms of stuff down here, I got to mount this. This is a headset holder for VR. So this is the Reverb G2. So this will go on here like that. Look how nice that fits.
Wow.
And then this will go on the wall. And then I've got the holder here for the controllers. So I got 2 of these. So these will go on the wall. So basically just be out of the way. And then when I got it, it'll come down. And then I have little ceiling clips here that'll go on the drop ceiling. And the little retractors. I have little cord retractors that'll go on here. So basically the cord will come down from the ceiling. So that'll go in there like that. And this will hold the VR headset cord. So basically if you want to play, it'll just be on the wall. You pull it down, put it on, and then when you're done, you just hang it up and it'll retract the cord, everything back up to the ceiling.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Hey,
So
Tim, you know your 12 gauge silicone wires that you sell that you recommend for beds and stuff like on my CR10?
yeah, you can use those for whatever. They're just 12 gauge wires.
Well,
Hey,
I had
Tim.
an issue. I used to keep mine in an enclosure, so when the bed's moving back and forth, that big loop that goes to the control box can't move. It has like a kink in it, so it's working it in one spot back and forth. Well,
And
anyway,
it probably like caused a stress point there.
yeah, it did. So I took a razor knife for it because I was getting a thermal runaway, and I shaved it away because I could feel it with my hand. And
Yeah.
it broke all the braiding just from being bent back and forth. So I resoldered it this morning. I got my original CR10. I'm going to be selling here in the next couple days.
Yeah, and you can usually what I do. So we usually recommend those for like main power lines. Like you can run them. Like usually I use those to go from like the power supply to
Hey,
the
Justin.
power supply to the main board. But I mean, 12 gauge silicone wire is something I've always kept on hand even before I had the 3D printing stuff because I would use it for electronics projects. And that'll handle a lot of current. It is kind of expensive. Like it's gotten even more expensive because it used to be like you could get it in bulk. Like we're talking like 100 feet at a time for like $1 a foot, and now it's like $2 to $3. Like it's gone up quite a bit. So, but I mean, I also use it for the drone stuff too. So, yeah, 12 gauge is a good one. I mean, for most of the beds, you can use 14, but I just keep 12 on because I can use 12 for where I would use 14 anyways. It's not going to hurt having extra gauge.
Or you can have an AC bed and use like 26 gauge because you're moving hardly any amps.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I would do AC beds, I usually do like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 14. I think the Kinovos come with either 14 or 16.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Justin from the
F5.
Rocky Mountain Ref Raff. He's a sponsor, the representative, the spokesperson.
Founder.
Hey, Justin.
Oh, they let anybody
Hey,
in there.
Justin.
Yeah. Hey, Tim. Who
So-
let you in here? Damn it.
Hey,
How you doing?
I got a question for you, Tim. What do you play on that VR headset?
So a lot of Beat Saber. And then my brother's trying to get me. I just bought Walkabout Golf. It's like a mini golf, VR mini golf game
Nice.
that they
You
play.
need to get Pavlov, first person
So
shooter.
my brother told me about that. So I have. So this is my like other office. We have a HTC Vive in the theater room that's fully wireless. But yeah, my brother Doug plays a lot of Pavlov VR. He said it's a lot of fun.
Look,
Oh, is that for the controllers to put them in there?
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I had one
That's
of those
awesome.
when I had my PS.
So
Does that work with these, the mixed reality ones?
So here's the thing. I designed the rail.
Okay.
You can kind of see where I changed the design a little bit. I did this first, and then I did this so I could print it upright with no supports. And then I found somebody else's model of the cup for my headset.
And then
This is
like merged them.
yeah, and I put a base on it that would work with this.
So, because I found sleeves that fit on these, so I could use that model as the base for the sleeves to put those in, and then do the same thing you did.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have to find the design, the files for this. I did this all in SolidWorks, but I made this to be modular, so you can make it as long as you want. And it's instead of just snapping together like the other ones I've seen that are printed, this uses heat inserts. So one on that side and two on that side. And
Where is it? Do you have that posted somewhere? Because that looks like fun.
Do what?
This is the
Are those posted somewhere, like the STLs?
No. This is somewhere on my hard drive. I need to find it.
Yeah, chaps, I'm gonna have to bounce because it's getting quite late here. But I shall see you soon.
What time
See you,
is it?
Sam.
Have a wonderful night.
Sam.
It's 10:30, so I won't take the dog out and stuff. So I've got to.
10:30. 10:30.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
man,
This is when I wake up.
that is super late for an old guy like you.
Oh well.
Take care, Sam. Have a great night.
Take care,
Thanks
Sam.
for coming on, man.
See you guys.
Appreciate it.
Hey, zombie.
Yeah, I got an HTC Vive when they first came out. They were $950, and I couldn't give them my money fast enough because I've been waiting since the '90s for VR.
VR? I picked mine up used from a guy on Craigslist for like $500 when they were only out. It was like they'd only been out for like 6 months, and so I thought it was going to be a scam. And he's like, "No, I just really need money to buy a MacBook for school." I was like, "That's unfortunate. I'll take it though." And then I got. Do you remember that TPcast wireless system that a third-party company came out with?
I remember you went wireless, and I asked if you wanted to get rid of it. And you're like, "No, I love it."
So I found a guy. He had like 3 or 4 of those setups, and he was just like, "I'm just going to send you a box of Vive parts." So he gave me 3 extra controllers and a bunch of parts for the TPcast. I just don't have all the cables. Basically, I've got replacement parts to keep that thing going for a couple of years. And like, yeah, it's not like the screens in this, like this, I think. So I've used the Valve Index. My brother Doug has the Valve Index. This is not as nice as a Valve Index, but you know what? I don't like. I picked this up actually on Facebook Marketplace. It was basically like they used it 3 times. I paid $350 for this. These are like these typically go from $450 to $600. This is the Reverb G2, and it's a version 2. But I think for a headset that's under $1,000, that also doesn't need like the lighthouse and stuff for the tracking. This is the inside-out tracking, so it's got the 4 cameras. So it does. It's not going to be as good. So like the tracking on the Vive, even though it's from 2016, is actually more accurate than this because it's got the lighthouse system. But in the office here, like so, Chris and I both have an HP mixed reality headset. So I've got the newer one. She's got my hand-me-down, which is still a 1440p one. So it's still good. So basically, we can both be playing VR games with our friends that have VR. And then, like, when we have parties and stuff, we'll usually turn the Vive on. And it's nice because the Vive is all wireless. So I don't have to worry about people who aren't used to playing VR tripping over the cord and, ruining all my stuff. So,
well, yeah, mine have both been pushed off a video card. My 1080 Ti, I got an overclock 1080 Ti. My son just bought a new one off of Amazon. It's like $500. It's on sale. I don't know what it's called. I forget. But I checked it out at his house, and everything in it is too cartoonish. Because it's not being pushed by a video card, the objects in it don't really look like they're 3D renders. Like,
is that one of those Oculus ones where it's like got the basically a phone built into it almost?
I'm not sure what brand it is, but the games I played with it the objects in it don't look real. Like with the Vive or the Samsung, when you go into a room and you're picking up objects and you're looking at them, they look like they're a 3D object. They look like they're really plastic. They look real. And his still look like a cartoon. It's the new system that just came out.
The main thing, and here's the thing: once the Index has and I know there's a company working on a wireless one for the Index, I'll probably get the Valve Index. But I will take, like, for the Vive, especially since I have guests using it, like, I will take the lower resolution and the full wireless over having higher resolution and being tethered to a cable.
So I still like the OG Oculus better because I have a giant fat head. My IPD is really huge, and on my Oculus the IPD has to be maxed out.
Yeah, this actually has really good IPD adjustment. I still think I think after
what's the widest it'll go?
I can look. It's the Reverb G2 V2. So there's a V1, and they don't sell them as V1s. They basically at a certain point if you bought a Reverb G2 at a certain point, you got the version 2. So version 2 has the IPD adjustment. It's got a wider FOV, and they made an improvement to the cable because I guess on the version 1, some AMD systems didn't play nice with the cable. So if you do look for them used, make sure it's a version 2. And the main way to check is on the actual control box. So this is the breakout box. So this is the power. You got your power and then your USB and your display port. If it's got a button on it and it's like this square shape instead of a rectangle, it's a version 2. If it's a version 1, it won't have this button on it, and it'll be a rectangle shape. So
they sell them on Amazon as used for $350.
Yeah, that's what I picked up. I really like it, and like as a in between, before dropping $1,000 on a Valve Index versus this, I'm perfectly happy with this, and I'm pretty picky when it comes to the VR stuff. So
I mean, my OG Oculus still works great.
I would keep using it until it dies.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 of the sensors, and they're mounted to my ceiling.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you're always going to have better tracking with mounted sensors, but I will say, like,
especially doing like this.
Yeah.
Or like playing Pavlov, if your hands aren't visible on your inside out, all day long.
I will say, so the headset Krista has, that's an HP mixed reality one. I picked that out. They were clearing those out in late 2018, early 2019 for $200. So I was like, it's a VR headset for $200.
Yeah.
It's a VR headset for $200. I'm just going to buy it as an extra. So, and I had that on I had the Vive. The Vive has always been set up in like my entertainment area. So like when I was in a condo, I had like the VR set up in the living room, and I had a computer with a 1070 on there. And I still have that. It's a newer computer, same graphic card, still run a 1070. But,
look at private chat if you're into VR.
Just
don't read what I posted.
So,
that doesn't surprise me.
That drive link is the STLs.
I've talked about that before on here, and it don't usually go over too well. So
that drive link is the STLs and SolidWorks files for.
I downloaded those.
The rail system.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like my whole thing is as soon as so the other thing too with the old HTC Vive, I can get away with still running a GTX 1070 on that computer, and it still runs great. If I go to a Valve Index, I'm gonna have performance issues because it's a lot higher resolution. You know what I mean? So there's a trade-off. So I'm like, I can still keep running the older GPU.
I mean, I got a 5900X with a 3080, or a 2080.
Well, so the computer I'm talking on now, this is like my gaming computer. This is a 5900X with a 3090 in it. So yeah, so it handles this fine. But then like if I'm playing regular games, I've got like the 49. I think it's a 49, the G9 Odyssey ultra wide that Samsung makes.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. Look.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm on
Is
an
that,
Aegon, but AOC
yeah, I love it. Hell yeah! I
got my work to buy me one.
My brother.
The 57 inch they just released.
Yeah, there's a 57-inch they have. I saw it. It's an OLED.
They just announced it.
Ooh, let's Google it here.
Phone-based VR is garbage.
I'll be quiet, Liam.
Phone-based VR is complete crap. Back when they used to get a cell phone, you buy that adapter and you put your cell phone in it, and people go, "Wow, this is VR." I'm never trying it again.
Right.
Yeah, it's any phone-based. My opinion with I've tried the phone-based ones. They suck. They suck. If you try if you try my old if you try the old Vive that came out in 2016 versus the cell phone one, the Vive is going to blow it out of the water with the tracking, like how responsive it is. Like I was just talking to my brother about all this stuff too. I was like, the VR headset is like the one piece of technology I bought that didn't like immediately get outdated the next year. Like, I can still run my Vive and it runs great and all the games.
I mean, think about how old the original Oculus is.
Yeah, it's around the same time, right? Because it came out right before the Vive, if I remember correctly.
15 or 16, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it's a VR headset. It's as long as the tracking's good and you got enough buttons, who cares?
Right.
Well, so I'm printing 60A TPU, softest material I've ever printed.
That's
printing
actually like
absolutely gorgeous right now. It is literally the first print with it, and it is coming out.
So when does the bed catch on fire?
The bed actually isn't heated on this one for this material. It does not need the heat.
Okay, I mean, I could. I still got that clip. I still got that clip. If I have a clip of Justin's.
I still have it on my YouTube.
Yeah, it's his Prusa bed catching on fire on a live stream.
Yeah, I was actually on that live stream.
Yeah,
I think.
Yes, that was way back in the Chris Warcocky days.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That
feels like so much, like so long ago.
I made one of those.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Is he?
Yeah, he got the joy.
So
I was
Tim,
told. No.
look, this uses. I think these are just like the standard Voron size inserts, and then if you can find a model that'll fit your controllers well, you can get the dimensions for that, and then you got to put the two M3s in it. And then when you go to set it up, you want to pull it against your shoulder and find where you're most comfortable with your cup.
And then move them there.
And then tape it, and then lock it into the closest hole, and then just put the two inserts in there. Because you see,
I like that. I mean, that's a slick design. As soon as you saw it, I was like, as soon as you said Pavlov and then showed that, I was like, okay, I see where he's going with this.
I mean, adjustability is important, but the ones I've seen, the adjustability they're not sturdy at all. The first one I printed, I went through.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got light speed popping in.
Yeah.
Hey,
now I'm out.
There goes the neighborhood.
Weren't you roommates there, Tim?
So that's
What?
Zach.
At one point.
That's Tree
Oh
Talk.
no, it wasn't.
Oh yeah. Well,
Liam.
he let me stay at his house when we went to Arizona.
That's Tim from T3D.
Oh, look at his.
Who are you talking to on the iPad?
We're streaming on TikTok.
Tic Tac. Tic Tac.
Yeah.
What's up, TikTok?
You
Hey,
can't
Tim,
like your Tic Tacs.
Tim, you remember that time we crossed streams?
Yes.
Remember that? That was
Yes.
fun.
Never cross the
This is
streams.
great.
We learned that from Ghostbusters.
It's better than crossing
No,
swords.
you can cross your streams. You just can't let the tips.
Cross
cut.
streamers?
Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought cross dressing was bad. Cross streaming.
Okay, Tim, you need to explain yourself.
Nope.
No further explanation required.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because now Astro's his ears perked up after hearing that, Tim.
That's my other channel.
That's right.
You guys want to see my giant snake?
Yes.
Uh,
I think that should
This-
be rephrased.
this stream has gone south pretty quick since Lightspeed joined.
Yeah. Lightspeed to drag the conversation down. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice snake.
That's a nice snake.
It's very wiggly.
How long did that take to print?
Mail that to my brother. He'd have a heart attack. He's definitely afraid of snakes.
3 days on the Voron.
Wow.
I'm
That's impressively long.
That's what she said.
Like I'm 6'3".
Wow.
Wow.
That looks oddly like the way it moves looks just like an actual snake. It's kind of unsettling.
I've already got a cat interested in it, so.
Wait, what is with the, you got to explain your shirt. I just realized you have like a devil Colonel Sanders. I'm so confused.
I just noticed that too. What?
I need that shirt. Oh my god.
Well,
Why?
considering how much KFC costs now, I mean,
I like me some KFC, but yeah, I mean everything's expensive.
it's like $40
KFC
for a
went to
bucket
hell, right?
meal.
KFC has went to hell.
Yeah, I
But
got this off
not
of T-Public. It's Colonel Satan is what it's called.
My brother got me this shirt that has the cat that says, "I found this humorous." I love
I
it.
found this humorous. Oh,
Humorous bone, yeah.
I got to print. Krista said I got to print a golden retriever head now. So I got my
Yes,
new
you do.
leopard head there.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that in private chat.
Okay, that's funny.
Yes.
I've got another one too that's really good. Hold on.
Absolutely, I want it in purple.
I have a shirt I made because like you say anything bad about like the Big Tree Tech and all their little lackeys like come out of the woodwork, so I have like a little NPC head with a rubber ducky on top of it.
Hey, Tim, maybe I could do a plasma cut of that.
Oh, like the
dogs-
silhouettes and stuff.
Yep.
That was an STL I
Hey,
found. I
Tech Dad.
actually printed that on my big printer. It came out really nice. It's in a.
Hey, Tech
I
Dad.
can't remember. I think it was like an old roll of polyalchemy I'd laying around.
Yeah, but John's saying he could cut out of steel.
What are
Well,
you
look,
printing,
Tim.
Tim?
What am I printing?
Are they like
They're-
time slots?
They're tags for a golf simulator in the building where I work now, and they're going to be going on fobs, and the fob will only work during that time period.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay,
So
so
it's,
here's
it's a paying job.
Have you how many of you guys do any of you guys have that flipper hacking tool thing?
Not yet. Eventually.
I watched it. I was like, I really want this, but I'm like, I don't know what I want it for, but I want it. Like, it just looks so cool.
so Tim.
Flipper hacking tool.
Up to Zolan.
I think
He loves
Zolan, yeah, he have that. Zolan have it.
Okay, so Tim, in your mind, I want you to picture what a '90s like NASCAR fan shirt looks like with Dale Earnhardt on it, right?
Okay, so it's got like the crazy
Like
colors,
that-
the crazy
that
colors
redneck-
and stuff.
What?
It's got like the crazy '90s colors and stuff. Like,
Yeah, and like the font and like the picture of the guy on it.
okay. What the?
Oh man.
Oh my god, that's so weird. The crazy thing is somebody sat down and designed that.
I got
you ever
this
watch,
because
like-
I'm from the South, man. I grew up with rednecks that like wore these shirts until they just fell apart.
Mhm.
And I saw that with with just a glance, it's like, you get the image of
like, oh, that's Dale Earnhardt shirt.
guys
You
are
look at it.
and then you read it, and you're just like, what does that say?
Yeah. Yeah, I had some hats that I made that looked like a certain kind of hat, and people would get pissed off about it until they actually read it. Yeah, I love stuff like that. The people like got to look back like, wait, what? What does that say? So
We've only got 9 entries, and I've got 50 people watching. I got 30 on Twitch and 20 on YouTube. If
I'll
you're
enter.
not in the USA and you want to enter, it must go to somebody in the USA. We're going to be giving away a roll of Ziltech filament, PLA, PETG, or ABS. It ships out of the USA only and must go to the US. So if you want to win, just because you like winning, go ahead and type hashtag USA in chat. And if you win, it needs to go to somebody in the US.
I will say, if anybody was wanting to upgrade their computer's memory, DDR4 prices have come down quite a bit.
I'm maxed out right now.
I just ordered 32 more gigs for this one, and then I ordered 16 more gigs for Krista's.
I had to put 64 on my laptop to run my Einstar.
Like, I'm getting
I
by
haven't
on
even powered up
32.
my new one yet.
What's up?
I said I haven't even powered up my new machine yet. So
I didn't know you got a new one. I mean, you're not that
I
far
was
from
tell-
Micro Center. Did you go to Micro Center?
no, but we talked about it,
Hey,
Tim. You were
Subjector,
saying
hello.
don't upgrade to 64 gigs
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
So I actually
So, like,
just may get 2 more.
Yeah, so like, because the prices were really high, like, because I think I paid almost $300 for the 32 that's in this system now, and I just ordered the same
I
stuff
paid
for
less than
$130.
that.
Yeah, they were really
think
expensive.
it's-
So
I
my
think-
desktop upstairs is 64, but I also do more games and stuff on this one. So like, I'm hitting like I'm not running out of memory. It's like 75 to 80%. And like, I picked up another set of RAM for Krista. She's got 16 right now. And so she'll go up to 32, but it was like $60 for some RGB DDR4 4000. Like, you know, it's not like
Yeah, that's about what I paid.
Yeah, that's not a
it's
bad.
got the
that's not a
RGB
bad
on the
price.
top, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta have the RGB. Okay, it's what the kids love.
Yeah,
They love
it's
RGB.
like those racers that put the sticker on the carts, 5 more horsepower. So that's like 5 more megahertz, right?
Exactly.
So Tim, look at that last link I sent you. That's where I got that Dale Earnhardt shirt. That guy's got some hilarious designs.
It's called Teenage Stepdad. What?
Wait, what?
That's the name of the artist.
That's hilarious. He's got. Oh my God, there's some on here that I really like already. He's got some boomer shirts on here too. I don't see.
Yeah, I just ordered 13 rolls of filament yesterday from Ziltech because I'm getting the new bamboo. And my filament will be here Monday.
I'm waiting.
Zach, I just posted a link to this one. That's hilarious.
Yep. I like the one that the I'm not as tough as I look. Please be nice to me.
Oh, I know a lot of bikers would love one of those.
Oh my God, there's one. It's got a minivan. It says it's never too late to give up your dreams.
Yep.
Oh my God! Did I tell you? So when we posted like our filaments and stuff, we got like a tan that I looked at. I was like, this looks like the exact kind of like khaki color that like dad shorts are. So we called it dad shorts. And then some guy replied on our post. He's like,
"Yep."
I saw the comment. I was like, I was a little offended, but then I looked at what I was wearing. So I guess not.
Well, let's draw a winner, guys. We've been on streaming for an hour, 55 minutes. I
Well, or you could just call them Best Buy khakis, right?
Best Buy, yeah. Jerry's trying to pull a winner.
Yep. Bang enter in chat real quick, guys. Or not bang enter, hashtag USA in chat for a chance to win. If you're outside of the U.S. and it needs to be given, or I can either redraw or give it to somebody in the U.S., and then I will give them my email. They can go to Ziltech's website. They got a roll of PLA, PETG, or ABS, and your mailing information, and I'll get a hold of my rep, and they'll get it sent out to you Monday. So here we go.
I owe her some images as well. I forgot.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not in it.
Jack in the shop. Jack in the
Hey,
shop.
I have that same, I had that same laser cutter that's in his profile.
Yeah, you're trying to unload it on me.
Yeah, my buddy took it. It's in his machine shop now.
Jack in the
Like,
shop.
nope. There was a time that I wanted one of those, but they're just too damn big.
They're huge.
What is it, 60 watt?
Well, I'm going to go play some Command & Conquer Remastered. Oh, go mess with
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to play that years ago. My son was showing that to me, remastered. The graphic, they designed that here in Vegas, Command & Conquer, back in the day.
It looks so good. I got on sale for $3. And then last night, my brother and I actually found it's called CNC Net. And it's you install it on top of like your Red Alert 2 and some of your other stuff, and it brings back online play to Red Alert 2. And there were like 700 people on it, like 4 a.m. last night.
Hey, what version of Command & Conquer put you in first person where you're running around in
Renegade.
Renegade.
I used to play Renegade against my son, which is now 34 and is little. like
Okay,
capture the
so
flag, and he would
I
always
played
beat me.
Renegade on dial-up on a 56K dial-up
Tim.
modem.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you remember Renegade, right? How it was like the hybrid RTS first-person shooter.
Yeah.
There was a mod for Half-Life and later Half-Life 2. No, a mod for Half-Life 2 and later a whole game built on Source.
Okay.
That it was that same style called Natural Selection 2. Did you ever play that?
No, but it sounds familiar.
Oh my god, that was some of the
Is it on
most
Steam?
fun gameplay I've ever had.
Is it on
So
Steam?
it was like Space Marines versus aliens, right?
Yes, it is.
Space
I'm looking
Marines
up right
had-
now.
You
The
had
giveaway
somebody
was
with a
before
share.
World of Filament and Ziltech. Jack in the
Oh.
shop. I posted my email. Jack, go ahead and write down my email right here. Go to Ziltech's website. I've got them also right here on the screen. And let me know what you're interested in. PLA, Pet G, or ABS, what color, and your mailing address.
So when you say
do you play
Natural
video
Selection is the name of the game, Natural
Yeah.
Selection. That just
Natural
reminds me of like maybe people walking across the street watching their phones instead of where they're going, or just like
Yes.
that'd be a
The
great
way the
game,
worked,
right?
Yo,
You
John,
get-
Yeah.
along those lines, I think we should take all the warning labels off stuff and let nature take its course and get rid of all the stupid.
Yeah,
I agree.
Astro, you'll be the first to go.
Common sense wins
Probably.
out every time.
Okay,
I
so
agree with you just because.
so
I think
real
my
quick,
first modem was a 14.4. Yeah, then I upgraded. I was happier than hell. I got a 56K.
so this game is still under develop or still in develop, not in development. They're still developing for the game.
Yeah, it's been
They're
out for
still-
11 years.
There's
I mean,
still
it's
a
only
player
9 bucks.
base. So basically the breakdown, the way it works is you have the Marines, which at the beginning of the match, somebody gets in the command chair and they play RTS, and then the
Okay.
rest of your team is your units, and you have to capture resource points, and you have to research stuff and build stuff just like in an RTS, and you build upgrades and stuff. And then since it's all multiplayer, if the commander's being shitty, you can actually vote the commander out, and the commander will get kicked out of the chair, and somebody else can take it.
Interesting.
On the alien
I'm
side,
here, they've got for $25, it's a 4-pack. Because I'm usually the guy, if we're gonna play a new game, I'll pick up cheap copies and stuff, and send them all my friends. Okay, now you don't have an excuse. I bought the game for you.
so listen to this. This is where it gets really cool. On the other side, you have there's no captain, but there is resource capture and building and research, and you play as an alien, and you start out as this little alien that can run on the wall and stuff, and you can spend your team's resource points to upgrade into different evolutions where the different species do different things. So the strategy to win is the alien side is you save up all your points and try to capture as much resources as you can, and then there's this big elephant size, almost unkillable thing that you can evolve to, and you get 3 or 4 people to evolve into that, and then you just go and overwhelm the other side. It is so much fun.
I'll grab it. I'm wondering if
Hey, Sebastian.
Hey, Sebastian.
I'll probably just buy the 4-pack
It's
for
the best,
$25 because then I got 3 extra copies. But yeah,
I'm gonna add you on Steam
if
because
you
I will
guys
straight up
play
play this
games,
for you.
I put a link in the private chat here if you want to join. I just got it's just a little code on Discord server where anybody that I play games with, we all pop in there, and if somebody's on, it's hey, add everyone. Anybody want to play a game? So
Got this for Christmas, the mini Neo Geo.
Oh, cool.
is it
I love those mini
is it
games.
good? Does it actually?
Yeah, it's actually good. It's actually really good. So it's got an HDMI out, so you could actually, and then
I was going to ask if it can hook up to a screen.
Yeah, and then it's got 2 controller ports on the side. Yeah, it's just ran off of USB-C. USB-C.
Okay.
And the screen actually is pretty darn nice. So it's not
Pretty
bad.
cool.
Yeah, I mean it's got all the Neo. I remember when late '90s when Neo Geo came out, it was man, that thing was so expensive per cartridge.
Matt looked like he was cold there for a second when he was sitting in his chair. He's just
Yeah, it's got all the Metal Slugs in there. It's the fighting games.
Metal Slug is fun. My buddy has an actual like the arcade board and everything, and like has it set up on like a nice CRT and everything. Like I say 3D experiments. He says my first was a Celeron 300 at OC to 450. Yeah, do you remember like overclocking the old, like you'd be able to get like hundreds of megahertz out of processors and get like almost a 50% bump.
Oh,
I remember like there was an
almost
Athlon
486s.
XP. There was an Athlon XP. I think it was a 2600 plus that if you just change the front side bus, it made it a 3200 plus. Oh, Hexen, Heretic. Oh my God, Duke Nukem. Oh man, Duke Nukem. I love Duke Nukem. I did not realize when I was younger how many adult themes were in that game until I went back and played it, and I because like there was like the girl and stuff. They had like the pasties on, and I was like, oh look, there's talent. I had no idea what that was when I was younger playing that. I was like, ah!
So yeah, it looks like they have about 300 people on and off regular players for natural selection.
I just
All right,
bought,
I gotta go,
I just bought the
Here, John.
pack, so.
Take care, John. Have a great day.
Take care, John.
Thank you.
Later, John.
Take care.
They're all talking about 486s and so on.
I had a 486 DX266. Was the first purchase I had.
Ooh, Mr.
Done.
Fancy
I-
Pants with the DX.
DX2. I had to have the math coprocessor. Sorry.
My first computer was my first PC. Right, my first computer was a Commodore VIC-20. Right.
Oh, okay. So my parents, instead of the Commodore, all my friends had Commodores. My parents bought an IBM PC Junior. So there was no games for that.
Yeah, no, but my first PC was a 286, and I upgraded it by adding a math coprocessor.
Yeah. Yep.
When my son was little, which is Tim's age, my son is 34. I had him playing Diablo when he was really young. That was probably his first game.
Oh my
that
God,
he got into.
Diablo 2. I played Diablo
old
1.
school.
Diablo 2. Oh my God, I played so much freaking Diablo 2.
Yeah.
My first actual computer that I really owned, though, was on my own, was a compact portable. It was a SL2 286 with a grayscale screen on it. It was a portable that weighed about, I don't know, 14 pounds. That was fun carrying around on crutches.
So I never really had a computer
dating
as a kid up until like middle school, but I started out on the Nintendo, the original Nintendo.
Remember when the internet
My
first
buddy
popped
just
out,
found
guys?
my buddy found a TRS-80 in a barn, like a literal barn find, like last week. My first computer that I actually had that was mine was a hand-me-down Commodore 64 from my grandma. And I still have it. I have it in my storage room with the box, with the 1541 tape drive, or not tape drive, the 5 1/4 inch floppy disk, and the matching Commodore monitor. I have the whole thing.
I want to say my first one was a Pentium 2 Windows 98 machine.
Yeah. My Commodore VIC-20 still works, still has its tape drive, functioning, still has games for it. You can actually run it into a computer. No, I didn't have the floppy drive like you did. I did not have anything fancy like that. Mine actually was all tape. The cool
Here's 2 terabyte. I got 2 terabyte drives. These are fairly old.
Oh my God, Jerry! I had that same exact hard drive. I remember. I remember that FD. Like I got that from Tiger Direct.
They're Phantom terabyte drives. I've got 2 of them sitting here, which still work.
Is that
I
an
keep my
eSATA
camera-
port on there? Yep, that's an eSATA port. Oh my God, I haven't seen those enclosures in so long.
Yeah, they work fine. I just haven't used them in a long time, but I got 2 sitting here.
I got y'all beat. My first computer was an
All right.
abacus.
Later, peeps.
Take care, buddy.
What, 1850, Tim?
Mine was a BBC computer.
Hey Tim,
My
I think
first
join
day
your server. Tag me if you get on to play Natural Selection. That's been forever since I played it. I want to get back in it.
It's installing right now.
My favorite
cool
game
thing
of
is-
all time that's not a shooter is Elite Dangerous. Being in space, flying around in Elite Dangerous is just unbelievable. Flying up to a planet, it's just unbelievable.
The cool thing about Natural Selection, I mean, the gameplay is great. It doesn't look bad. It's held up well. The great thing about it is since it's built on Source, it'll run on anything.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my friends, like, they have, like, they either have computers or just, like, basic graphics cards. And I'm like, well, the nice thing is, like, we don't really play anything super new. So, like, yeah, your computer is not that great, but it'll run it, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to install it.
But yeah, so basically, like how that works, like if you're looking to play, just ping people, and that's what we do. Like, or sometimes we'll just we'll put on like, I don't know, like a TV show or movie or something, like just hang out and BS. But it's kind of like the my little hideout for just relaxing.
Does anybody remember the old Winchester hard drives?
I never had one, but I know of them. Those were loud as shit, weren't they?
They're big. They were huge. Like they were the size of a brick, of 2 bricks. They were massive, and you could drop them and you could kick them around, and it always worked. We actually I was in Dell, and when I was in Dell, we used to they were shipping Winchester hard drives in their mainframes, and not Dell, sorry, Wang computers. I worked for Wang.
Yeah, you worked for Wang?
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s, the hard drive was basically $1.
I worked for Wang computers.
Back in the early 90s, if you wanted a 255 meg hard drive, it cost you about $255, about $1.
Oh, yeah.
They
Do
were
you
very
remember?
expensive, and they last forever, though.
You know what's crazy? If you think about it, like the early hard drives use the same size stepper motor that printers use. They use NEMA 17.
Thanks, Peter. Yeah, but they were those drives would last forever. And we actually had one. We were testing it. We rolled over with a forklift, and then we plugged it in, and it still worked. So
come join us, Papa Bear.
Well, I'm gonna get off here. I got a buddy who my buddy's building a shop right now. He's one where we were blowing all the stuff up on his property, and he's colorblind and he needs Cat 5 cables terminated. So I'm probably gonna go give my hand a little bit. But I'm gonna that game should be almost done downloading. You know what pisses me off? Like we've got like a 1.2 gig download speed, and the most I can get out of Steam is like 45 megabytes a second.
Wow.
Well, so here's the thing: it's gigabits versus megabytes.
So 1 gigabit is about 100 megabytes a second. I'm only getting about half of that from Steam. Like I switched content servers. I was on the Chicago one. I was maxing out at like 20, and then I think I'm on. Let me see, because you can go in your setting and change it. I'm on the Denver one right now.
So I've got 1 gig FiOS here.
I wish I could get FiOS. You know, it's crazy. If I run a speed test, I'll get like if I run a speed test, I'll get like 1300 down. My up is 45. Like
I get usually my ups are usually better than my downs because I've got fiber to the house.
Yeah, you're on fiber, so it's probably symmetrical.
900 to a gig up on a speed test and like 700 down.
I wish I could get that.
But Tim, Comcast are supposed to be in the next year or two bringing out symmetrical data speeds because they've been.
I believe that when I see it.
We have that already in Europe.
They're rolling out DOCSIS 4. So DOCSIS 4, I was actually talking to the tech here that was fixing our issues, and he said in the next they're already lighting it up in major cities, but they're pushing almost 10 gigs a second over coax with DOCSIS 4.
That's pretty good.
That's insane. So
yeah,
but what's the latency like though?
Like 10 milliseconds.
Not bad.
It's not bad. So, well, you guys have fun. Thanks for having us on. I will
take care,
talk to you
guys.
Later. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah, have a nice day.
And go to room.
Nice to see you.
Make sure you go to room.
So next weekend, you want me to? No, okay, I'll message him.
But right, old curmudgeon, yeah. Well, that's because your work laptop is going through a proxy service that's monitoring your traffic, and they're killing your internet speeds.
Hey, Mika, Steve.
My company does the same thing.
I used to pay $125 a month for my internet, and I was getting gigs down and like 45 up. So I dropped it clear down to $60 a month for my internet only, and I don't know, it's really slow. It's like 12 up and 45 down or something. I don't remember. Well, I don't remember. A couple hundred down. It's really, really ridiculous, stupid for $60. But I couldn't afford the 130. The 125, 130 was just too expensive.
I am paying. I could go to gigabit speed here if I wanted to, but to be cost effective, I would have to go to gigabit for as a home user. And the problem is the gigabit of speed on a home user has data caps.
I don't.
I can't go there. I have to have a business line because I can't have the data caps because I move so much data for work, uploading and downloading stuff all the time for work.
Yeah, I was
I just
unlimited.
throw my data cap in the space of a week.
What I was paying is unlimited.
Yeah, I don't think I have a data cap either.
Oh, they have data caps depending on who your service plan is with. I'm with Comcast. They actually have data caps.
Paying $60 a month, I do now, and every month I almost go over it. So I'm waiting for the 25th to see if I'm going to go over it or not. And I'm really close to every month.
Verizon Fios internet plans have no data caps or restrictions.
Who's that?
Fios, Verizon.
Yeah, see, we don't have them here.
Yeah. But I've got 1 gig symmetrical. It's not the fastest residential they offer, and I mean it's good.
I'm with
my internet connection. My latency is so low that geographical location of the server I'm pinging makes a huge impact on my ping test. Like I just did a ping test to a server in Dallas, and you keep in mind I'm in Virginia, right? This 47 milliseconds, but to New York, which is just up the eastern seaboard, I got 23 milliseconds.
Well, the Comcast have a data cap of 1 terabyte for home users.
Unless you pay $30 more a month.
Right, but if what I'm doing is I have a business line, so I don't have a data gap. And right now, I average about 4.5 to 5 terabytes a month of data I move.
This cost me $60 a month right here. And like I said, when I was paying $125 a month, that 544 was more like $1,200, and the upload, which is $10.5, was more like $35.40. And to stream like we're doing here now, I need upload speed, and I'm 720p with StreamYard. It seems to be working. 1 second.
So
Jack.
Jerry, I pay $159 a month for my internet and cable with DVR and 2 TVs.
I only use internet only. I don't even use TV cable TV.
Yeah, I have apps.
My up is kind of suffering today. That's low. Look at the latency.
501 up.
Yeah. 833 down with 11 millisecond ping to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
And that's while I'm streaming.
Oh, you're on fiber though, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference that like real fiber makes.
Yeah, I've heard I think it was Viking overseas getting really crazy numbers for a real cheap price.
Yeah, I pay £65 a month, and I get 1 terabyte download. No, 1 gigabyte download, and I think like 60 upload.
I'll be right back, guys.
You can see what they say here for gigabit.
Yeah, I can't do that because my IP address will show up.
Right. We don't want to know where you are, right?
We don't have that system. Well, I don't want that anybody takes my ID and start hacking me or...
Your IP is dynamic. It doesn't matter. It'll change.
No, my static.
He's static.
Could you buy a static IP?
It's everybody have a static ID in our neighborhood.
No.
Pretty sure of it.
A lot of times, if you're a residential user, your
IP never
public facing.
changes.
A lot of times, depending on your ISP, your public facing IP address could be shared with a bunch of other people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because IPv4 is running out of numbers.
Yeah. So and their infrastructure is not ready for IP6 yet.
Right.
Because it's all old and outdated.
So even if it showed your IP address, there could be, your whole neighborhood could be on that IP address.
Yeah, it's a shared address. Yeah.
And my IP is not shared.
You don't know that.
Yes.
Unless you purchase the IP address, you don't know that.
I mean, you don't know that. Yeah,
You have to look and see what your provider is.
So like package sniffer and IP finder.
That won't tell us. That won't tell. You need to be out where the IP is housed to be able to tell that. You cannot tell from inside your own network.
Well, I can distinguish an Xbox on an Xbox server.
You cannot tell. Trust me. IP security. I do IT security is what I did for years. I'm a network engineer.
I mean, I'm pretty sure of it.
All right. I'm back.
So, I mean, basically the way that works, Matt, is your connection to your ISP is basically you're connecting to a sub network, and then you connect to the internet through that, and then coming back, your public facing IP comes back to like a port on the ISP router that you're connected into, and then it's basically like a network address translation where it forwards everything it gets to that port back to you. So it functions the same as having your own individual static IP address, but your IP address could be you. It could be you and 10 other random people. It could be you and 100 other random people. You just don't know how your ISP's infrastructure is laid out.
They have they have not gone over to
Oh wow! Thank you, Rich.
IP6.
So this is until I just started.
Thank you very much. Awesome. It's the second time he's donated today.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Jack in the Shop, they haven't gone to IP6 in most cases because they're a lot of the ISPs have really old back-end systems.
Yeah, before I started to stream, Sergio sent me 25 on PayPal. It's amazing. And hopefully I can take all this money when I get it in and put it towards paying down that new credit card on the Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon that I ordered. Thank you.
Oh, well, Mika, it's outdated now, but I have my CCDP, Cisco Certified Design Professional. I used to design Cisco networks. So you have to understand all the layers and stuff as part of that. But and Papa Bear is right. It depends how many ISP, how big the subnet is that the ISP has been assigned and how they handle it and how big their customers are. If they have more customers and they have IPs for a subnet, then they do some really funky stuff about sharing IPs. They do they'll have a front end IP, and then they'll do what's called VLSM behind a variable and subnet masking in behind that to issue a different private IP address to the customers, and then translate that to a public IP address. So they do an awful lot of playing around with it, depending on what they have, or what ISPs have, IP address range they have purchased, because they buy those IP ranges.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. Thank you for letting me come on.
Yep, you're always welcome, Matt. And I hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Matt.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Yeah, Matt.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Matt.
Yeah,
I think we made him mad,
Cisco
Liam.
is constantly developing.
Did you hear what I said?
No,
I said I think we made him mad.
maybe.
I think we bullied him a little too hard.
We want to
It's all
bully
you,
him.
Ken. What do you want to talk about? What do you got going on today, buddy? What's going on tomorrow?
Who?
You.
Me?
I've got an awesome football team to watch
Tomorrow is
Dallas
another.
Cowboys and 49ers. Can't miss that, but I know you're going to be
Tomorrow's
streaming,
another
right?
live stream for the Trident. Going to be doing some test printing, finalizing some tuning, stuff like that.
Tim, are you coming to Rocky Mountain Rep Fest?
I don't know. I want to, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut the afford it this year. So, hard to say.
See if Tim will bring you out.
Yeah, maybe. You never
Thank
know.
you, Rich.
He might. He's a gold. He's my first gold sponsor. He might help you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to reach out to a few people,
Hey,
see
Matt,
if they'll sponsor
come
it.
on.
We'll see what happens.
Right.
Why don't you
Be
pop
cool
in,
to
Matt,
have.
and say, hey, it's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Murph this summer.
I've got Murph booked and ready to go.
I'm only going down for the day. I'm going to drive down Saturday morning like I did last year.
Yeah, I can't do that. So
Yeah.
I'll at least have stuff this year with me.
Yeah, it's a 4-hour drive. I'll just drive down and then be there and then drive back.
Well, the Rocky Mountain Ref Rap, Justin, you're what, 5 minutes away, right?
15.
All right.
Nice and close. It's shaping up. We've got our announcement for our PB Battle Racers, Polymaker sponsoring the usual 3 spools. And yeah, it's all up on the website. And so it's going to be freaking awesome as we get closer. We're getting there. Biggest thing is getting enough people to make it happen a second year.
Let's see. Here's a picture I can show. Derek just sent me a picture. He printed a paw like I did. I can't really tell how tall his is. I think it's life size like mine, but at least he started painting it where I haven't done mine. Let me share my screen.
Zach, I finally got my Euclid
There we
probe up and running. With the
Looking
rod.
good.
What'd you say?
Got my Euclid probe
Cool.
installed, operating. Finally. Only took a week.
Paul the alien from Gambody.
Well, I got to run, guys.
Enjoy the fall.
Hope you have an awesome day.
You too. We'll see you guys later. It's been
Take
fun.
care.
Thanks for letting me hang out.
Bye.
Yeah, I think it's time for me to go too. I got some stuff I need to do around the house. I procrastinated long enough.
I'm waiting on Prince to finish. I'm doing the between today and tomorrow. I'm going to get my star desk done.
Nice.
You've seen that, haven't you?
No.
Here, I'll show you a picture. It comes with a kit. There's a picture comes with it. Watch.
Take care, Zach.
Sorry, I'm trying
No,
to.
tell Zach.
I was going to say something. Hope you have a great day, Zach.
If you look on the camera,
Yeah,
when you're ready.
just a sec. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in a connector.
Well, our stream is slowing way down at 2 hours and 23 minutes, but we had a lot of great quality people on, so it's been awesome. Any and all makers are always welcome to come on, like I say, and talk about your projects, promote yourself. It's not a problem. And though I do like guns, I shouldn't go there on the channel. I don't want either channel to get upset about it.
Right. What am I looking at?
Can we full screen there, Tim? Or Jerry? Tim.
Nice. I thought you were going to share a screen, actually. That's why I was waiting.
No. So I'm actually printing the parts for it right now. There's a kit for it, but it's not very tall, but it's designed to be on top of your desk. And you can have it on. When you have it on, it basically uses an ultrasonic vaporizer,
Nice.
and it makes it look like the starship is venting. So the parts are printing for this as we speak, and I'm hoping to have them maybe tomorrow. If not, it'll be Monday. But hopefully tomorrow I'll have most of, if not all, of the parts done.
Nice.
And I'll because one set should almost be done. Like all the black parts are printing right now. Next, then I'll do the grey parts next, and then I'll do the silver silk and the white. Maybe I'll do the white next. The white will be fast.
Jack in the shop, I got your email. Thank you. Real, you do it. Hello, how you doing, buddy? How you been?
So yeah, so that'll be my project this weekend to get this printed.
Here's a link. Anybody like to drop in and talk about what you got going on? We try not to. We don't talk about politics at all, and we try to stay on subject.
Oh, if we're not on about politics, I'm out.
Talk about 3D printing and food and stuff like that. So food's an open topic. So
yeah, we try and keep it on maker related stuff.
Yeah,
we go nerdy
Only on
sometimes, but we go
Wednesday,
sciencey as well.
Oh, well, thank you, Derek, for resubscribing. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. On Twitch, I currently have, let's see, we got a total of 34 people watching. YouTube, I got 13 and 21 on Twitch watching. And I got 9 subscribers on Twitch currently. That's my fault. We're not streaming more. But once a week, sometimes it's even hard for me to do, even though I'm retired, because I tinker around with a lot of different projects. And I just don't have a lot of time just to sit here and talk hours and hours, day after day after day. So
that's a good question, Jim. What's wrong with hot button topics?
Yeah,
guys, you should check this out if anyone's interested. This is really cool. I like this. This is really cool. You get a kit with it, and the kit comes with this holds the water, and then it comes with the atomizer and all this kind of stuff, the pieces you need for it. And it's USB powered, so you run it over the normal USB. Like it's a USB mini. It's mini USB, but it used to power it. And there's an LED light, and it's got 2 modes. One mode is always vaporizing. Mode 2 is it vaporizes for 10 seconds, then stops, waits 5 seconds, and then starts again. So it's kind of cool. So expect that up here this time on my Hangout Tuesday, all going well.
Yeah, I can't wait till they launch. Hopefully within the next month it happens.
Well, no, he's saying March is what his last update that I heard from Musk was March.
That's a beautiful picture, and that's not a render. That's a real picture there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It is beautiful, yeah. But he is talking March for the launch.
I sure wish that when he launched the one that blew up and it fell down in pieces, it was a cloudy day. The fog was in. You couldn't see anything. You just seen pieces falling. I'd love to have seen that on a clear day happen, just to watch whatever go wrong, see it in live color.
It's the FTS system went off on that one, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but it'd be nice to see it rain down rather than you're seeing all that fog cover with parts dropping all over the place.
Yeah. So what happens is they have a system in it that's got this GPS driven, and if it goes out of a bounding box where they want it to be, the FTS system activates and actually ignites charges and blows it up. There's the launch flight sticking off, Jerry.
Oh, you heard of jet?
Oh yeah, we heard that one.
Yeah, jets constantly fly overhead at my house. You kind of learn to ignore it. Hey, Three Heathen, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man. How are you?
If I come in and drop out, I'll share the link.
Dude, printing the 60A TPU is like printing tires. It's insane.
It's very soft.
It's like you take standard like Ninja Flex chinchilla.
Well, Ninja Flex is 85A.
Yeah, this is
I've
60.
got
This
85
is
and 95. I've got two of them, but I don't. The only time I ever bought it was to print tracks for the droids.
I'm printing it for my Death Racer or PB Battle Racer and Drag Racer. So the biggest issue I'm having is getting the layers to adhere. I'm working on it though.
What temperature? No fan, and et cetera, et cetera.
It
right?
wants full fan, 215C, no bed heat, 20 millimeters a second max.
What are you using? Glue stickers on the bed to hold it?
I've got my Vision Miner Nano.
Okay, yeah.
Love my Vision Miner.
Yeah, I have the nanopolymer as well. I like it.
Right. It's just such good stuff. I run it on every bed I have, period.
I use it a lot on the G10. I like it on G10.
This big iPass printer I got behind me, I was printing some parts a couple weeks ago, and it's on a textured build plate, and I had nanopolymer on it. But when I sliced the model, I accidentally had the bed at ADC, and my part wasn't sticking, and it was curling up on me. Nanopolymer can't handle ADC, but it was my mistake. After
mine can handle 110.
Oh, well, mine curled up on the bed.
It was the material. It was the material. You're doing PLA?
Yeah,
PLA will warp at that temperature.
It was my mistake. It was just a mistake I made. Once I realized it and I turned it down, and the print is fine.
Yeah. PLA doesn't like on the bed, doesn't like hot, because when you put in the layers, it will actually cause it to heat and warp and bend. Yeah. If you're doing like I print 80, I print PET-G on 80 degrees and it's fine. And it stays flat, right? You need to have 80 degrees or higher, or over 70 degrees.
I do about 90 on my PET-G.
I do 80 in mine.
My carbon fiber nylon, it says don't do over 60. I do it at 110. And it comes out absolutely gorgeous. Let me grab a part of that. Hold on.
Yeah. It depends on my printer. Like I'll do 70 on my Ender 5 Plus. On the Bamboo Lab, the bed, I do 80. That came out really nice.
Mika Steve, thank you very much for the $5 on PayPal, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
$90 a kilogram, just like the 60A TPU. It really adds up. Whew.
Well, for wheels, I'd rather the harder TPU.
Because we're doing drag racers. You want grip on drag racers.
Yeah, but you also get more. It also gets torn up, whereas in harder stuff, like on the R2 Beer 2, I did 95A on the.
I mean, realistically, we're probably only going to have 5 or 6 total drag races. Total.
I'm disappointed this year with the box from Alien 3D. He said a lot of companies didn't send him stuff from Murph 22. last year, and I think it was $17 or $18. I ordered this like 6 months ago, and he finally sent them out. But he did say some boxes wouldn't have everything in it because he was short products. And I thought about doing a quick little video on it, but there's not enough stuff in here to do a quick little video. I got a Protopasta bag from Earth 22. I guess I can, I won't use it for nothing, but I have it, so I can say, look, I was here.
Right.
And then what else do I got? Here, let me just make myself big screen. I'll show you. See what came in the box. I think it was like 17 or 18 bucks.
Right.
Little QR code for Protopasta. Don't know if it's still good, but there's a code.
Euclid probe running on the Voron. Love it.
This goes on the lanyard, I guess, right?
Yep, it does. I've got mine hanging back here.
Oh, a sample of filament. It's filament PM. Color is natural. That's good for about a half a benchy, maybe a benchy.
Oh, it's a full benchy.
A sticker from DYZE Design.
Mm-hmm.
Earth 2022 Slice Engineering Lanyard.
Yep.
Macrobot sticker. Hank the Basement Dog from Chris Riley.
So we're up to 38 sponsors for Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Fest.
That's good.
Yeah.
Your pet is my number one filament from Recreator3D.com sticker.
We would be at 43, but we had to pause in the interest of space right now. We're in booth selection, and it's like we may have a problem.
Little Allen screwdriver from KB3D, it looks like.
So where's the Rocky Mountain event being held?
Loveland, Colorado. Check out the website. Just go to rmrrf.com, or you can type out the whole thing, but it'll take you there. There. That's all the info, hotels, discount codes, getting there. You can fly into Denver Airport and take a bus to Loveland and be done.
Yeah.
And not even need a car. So.
Yeah, I won't be attending anyway. I can't get.
I'll be going to Murph. I booked that. I guess Zach and Dan won't be able to make it, but one of my
Murph for sure.
Yeah, one of my co-organizers drives to Murph and takes a bunch of his stuff. So I'm going to fly and I'm going to send him with the stuff I'm taking.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to talk with a few companies.
LNC card.
Cool. To see if they want me to send me one of their machines to bring down.
And an empty box.
Paid appearances only now for you. It'd be nice if I got paid to turn up somewhere.
It'd be nice.
They could pay me to stay away.
Right? It'd be nice if I got paid. Yeah, I'm not.
I'll drive down for Saturday for
Are you going to have a booth or just be walking around talking to everybody?
Me?
If it's just a day, probably just walk. Oh, me?
Yeah.
At Murph, I'll probably. I had a booth last year.
Rocky Mountain Rep. No.
At Rocky Mountain, no. I will be so busy as one of the main organizers that I probably won't. I'll probably have a printer on the entry table. Bring my mini or something and have that just printing. But I'll be so busy with everything else.
It's me, guys. I don't understand.
Oh.
Well, he loves.
Oh no, he said no. Free Heathen said he only does paid appearances.
Okay.
Give you $1.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the first thing I was thinking.
$1. Price is right.
Well, that would be $1 more than I got last time.
All right.
The water wheel.
Checks in the mail.
Yep. It got lost though.
Yeah, the one that's made of rubber. It bounces.
Right.
And here's the link to the Rocky Mountain Rep Rap right here.
Yep. There you go. You can get tickets through there. You can check all the event details. We'll have another page for the electric top fuel dragsters as soon as we get them fully tested and released. And it's gonna be a blast. We've got. Let me share my screen here. I think I showed this last time, but
financially, I can't afford to leave the house, so I can't go.
Right. At least now it'd be cool if at one point there was an airline called Velo that was flying from Vegas to Loveland. It's $40 each way.
Wow.
That was like,
Sweet.
and they of course they shut down because they were making enough money, but I mean that would have been a hell of a way to get out here. So here's the layout as it sits. Pending, we got booth selections happening for a couple more weeks, but it's going to be a very large.
It's in March or April?
April 22nd and 23rd.
And that's too far out to know. What's the weather usually like there in April?
We could get 2 feet of snow. It could be 60 and sunny. It could be windy as heck. It's Colorado. It was snowing just 5 minutes ago, so it should. I have looked at the Farmer's Almanac. It should be 60, and even if it's cloudy.
You want Denver is a bit like Michigan. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute.
Yep. And then it's like Murph is in Indiana, so the chance Murph used to be in April and it was successful. So I think and Colorado's got good snow handling. So
it's like I've seen a lot of movies where people walking around with umbrellas in their clothes and thinking, why are they carrying umbrellas? Because it's getting rain in a minute. So
Michigan is like that.
You don't even see it coming. It just out of nowhere it starts raining. Yeah.
And here's the thing about weather forecasting, right?
Sure, another one.
Anything more than 2 or 3 days out is complete guesswork.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll know 15 days in advance how bad it's going to be.
No, 15 days in advance is guesswork.
We'll have an idea.
No, the models are too far. I know some meteorologists. The models are so far off. What happens is there's 3 primary models they use across the globe, right? They have the Canadian one, the American one, and the European models, right? And by having these 3 models, when you're any more than 3 or 4 days out, the models are so different than what they're predicting. It's not worthwhile. As you approach and as you get closer to the date, those models start coalescing, and they gets more similar. That's when and within 3 days they are somewhat similar. That's when you have a somewhat decent idea of what it would be like. Anything more than that is only guesswork.
So here's the events complex. So it's actually 2 buildings, but it's 36,000 square feet combined. If this blows up next year, we'll do the other half. But I mean, this is the hall. We're going to use the circle over here for the drag racing, death races. We'll probably use
anything else. Is anything else scheduled for that weekend there?
Not that I've seen. No. For those that are staying in a hotel, the Embassy Suites is a 3-minute walk. For those that want to make it fun.
What kind of nightly price for those suites?
I think it was around $150. It's been getting more and more because everyone's booking. There's 14 other hotels within a 3-mile radius, though. I mean, there's a hotel right
I'm
here.
a Super 8 Motel 6 kind of guy.
Yeah, there's a Holiday Inn, Candlewood. My Place is cheap. Super 8 Motel 6, I think, is down here.
Just give an idea about price gouging, right?
I mean,
for the solar eclipse in 2017.
Oh yeah.
We booked our hotel a year and a half in advance, right? And because they weren't thinking that many people were going to be at the eclipse, right, for the event.
Right.
We turn up for the event, right? It cost $120 a night for a hotel.
Oh yeah.
On the few days before the eclipse and after the eclipse, or before the eclipse and up to the day of, they actually were starting to charge $1,500 per room.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like with concerts. But here's the inside of the 18,000 square feet that we have. Modern, really good internet. Like we were asking because Murph, we all know the internet's.
Sucks. It's used the
word
modern
space, concessions over here behind this, but for this one show that we're looking at is a little less thing. Tuesday we're gonna go get empty pictures, empty video, and we'll be able to actually load this stuff and show it off. But It's 8-foot tables, really good tables. You know, padded chairs. Everyone likes padded chairs. Those aren't even the chairs. Where are the chairs? They have different chairs. Those are the padded folding, and these are. They might be, but either way, they're padded chairs, which is a great thing for people, for a lot of shop, companies and stuff,
It's a nice setup.
And then if we go out here, okay, I'm having issues. So here's your, circle for, we can do the drag races right here. We do the death races over here. We do the drag races over here. Whatever. It's going to be. They do charge extra, but we paid for the fancy internet.
That blue dually. Go to the right just a little bit. I mean, look at that blue dually right there in front of you. That looks like my old dually, but my old dually I jacked up. I had a 99 F350 exactly like that, but I had a big lift kit on it. And then before I sold it, I lowered it back down. That might even be my old dually.
Who knows?
I sold it to some people out of town. They drove across country.
Right.
So, Old Curmudgeon, are you referring to the one in 2023 this year or next year? 2024 is April the 8th. The one in 2023 is October 14th.
Let's see if I can get this 68 to stick together. The last one I stopped because it was not
okay,
sticking
2024.
together.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go to Texas for that. I'll probably drive down to Texas for that.
Here in Colorado for that.
For which?
The I can't think today.
Oh, the eclipse in 2024?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be in Texas first because that's where totality is.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, hopefully the weather will be good. So I want to take photographs again like I did the last one.
Right.
Yeah, I put a straight pipe on my dually coming off the headers. Had like a 4-inch straight pipe coming off of it. Yeah, I used to love that truck.
Mm-hmm.
But quite often the turbo, if I'm at a dead stop and I really floor it and get on it, sometimes the turbo would wind up and let loose, and other times it wouldn't. So I couldn't just jump out in traffic. Like I said, sometimes the power was there and sometimes it wasn't.
But turbos in general, anyway, are fraught with issues. In general.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then when I sold that truck, I got a 98 Toyota Tacoma, and that really killed me because I went from something so huge that you had to perfectly drive down the middle of the road, otherwise you'd be hitting the bumps on either side, to the little tiny truck. So
here, Old Curmudgeon, you're talking about the Corona. Here's mine from the last one, from 2017. That's my image from 2017. So I'm hoping to do something similar for the 2024 one. That's a series of stacked images. So it's a HDR rendering. So you see I got Earthshine. It's HDR rendering. So it's 24 images, 12 going in, 12 coming out, and I did a 2-second exposure on during totality on the moon to get the Earthshine, which blew out everything around it, but I got the Earthshine, which is why you can see the moon surface. But mine was on a scope. And you can see here, there's red here, and there's some red up right here, and a few other spots around there, which is actually, there are prominences on the sun you can actually see. So, yeah, so that's 24 images. It's a HDR, a high dynamic range image stack. So, yeah. So I want to do the same for the next eclipse. The next one would be my fourth one, my fourth eclipse. The first two I didn't image, but then I did the 2017. I'm going to image the next one again.
So, Justin, tell me about the belt printer that you built. It just sets, you don't print with it, do you?
I print with it a little bit. I haven't had much time to print with it. I did print half a 3-foot I-beam, but then it started having quality issues. You can kind of see where it all went to hell. And it was because the belt, this is Pet G, the belt adhered too well to the print, so the belt couldn't continue to turn.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to. Some people will rub glue stick into the belt.
Yeah, I've got the nanopolymer on there. I just need to set my offset a little bit higher. So I just haven't had time.
The look really shiny.
Yep.
Yeah,
it looks great. It's just I haven't had time. I'll probably end up, if I don't sell it at my event, I'll probably take it to Murph and try to sell it there. I'm done with it. I just don't have time.
Here's a question for you. Is that the Tiva kit?
Yes, that it is.
Tiva?
Yep, and they will be at the event as well. They are a gold sponsor, so. I mean, I like the kit. I did build it from base up, which made it really tough, but.
That's an Ender conversion or what?
Yeah, it's a Ender. This one in particular is an Ender 3 Pro conversion, and the idea, the conversion having some issues. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing, I'll tell you, Pete. It's it took me a good 24 hours of work, solid time to put it together, and almost 6 months later, I still don't have it right. So
I'm thinking maybe I might try build my own resin printer.
Resin printer? Yeah, there's a group on Reddit for that, and I had a guy 2 years ago. I forget his name in chat, and I don't know if anybody remembers, but he's a maker in the community, and he was building a really big resin printer out of extrusion, kind of like the one that's $1,000 floating around that I wanted to buy, or it's $1,200, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of groups out there, and where the companies get started at in these groups, and they expand out and get their company going and go from there.
Firmware won't work. I wouldn't use the stock Creality board and machine mount for the hot end kit. What hot end did you end up with? I've got spare mounts, so I might be able to help you out. Because mine is nowhere near stock.
And well, no, the adhesion promoters?
It doesn't have an issue for me, so. And
well, what happens is once it cools down, as it moves on the bed, it releases the part.
No,
because the part of the bed cools.
Yeah, but not as quickly as you think. For this, it's very heavily textured.
I've got to work on the kit that I got, that me and Liam got, because I put like $75 in nuts and bolts.
I've walked away from that kit.
I know, but I got it sitting here, and I can't just throw it away. It was like
what you could do is, Jerry, is buy another kit, and one that does work like this one, and take it apart and reuse use the parts and rebuild it to another one. Because that kit is a train wreck on top of an airplane disaster on top of a hurricane.
I'm just so mad I bought so many nuts and bolts.
Pete, where are you based? I have a spare mount somewhere because I'm using. I designed a custom slice mosquito hot end for their mosquito with an apex, so I'm not running stock. So I don't have the hot end, but I have the bracket.
Salt Lake City.
I'm in Colorado. Hit me up on Twitter. And we'll talk.
You're only about an inch apart.
Let's see.
Let me check my prints. Give me a second.
All right.
Yeah, if I can find it, you pay shipping, I'll send you the thing. It should only cost a couple bucks, but I'm surprised the bracket's wrong because it should be sideways on the bracket, but we can always chat. Join the... Are you on the Facebook page for it?
Peter Savas, I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm following you as of this morning on Twitter.
36 minutes left on that print, and then I'll do the next color.
Nice.
Yeah, he doesn't use Facebook. Well, yeah, a lot of people that don't use Facebook. I mean, all the companies that are out there and all the people posting everything, I think that's the best way to contact companies, see what's going on with companies through Facebook. You don't have to look at all the regular BS on your regular page if you don't want to. Just go there for the company.
Yep. Well, hit me up, and we'll see what we can work out with you. We'll get it figured out. Worst case, we'll figure it out. All right. So I'm working on slicing and getting this coax to work.
My dogs are acting up. They're like, I want a bone now. Well, one of them's acting up. I just gave you a bone.
Does anybody have a good design for an overhead camera mount?
For what?
For like a webcam to mount it over a work area when you're building something.
All I'm using is a microphone stand. So
I need to find a decent design.
How about a 2x3 and a screw and a drill? Just have something stick out, or have something you clamp on that's like a portal stick, and have the camera taped or mounted to
I
the
have a
stick.
suspended ceiling. I can't. I couldn't mount it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put on kind of a wire and sit there and move it back and forth on you.
Yeah. Because if I'm going to build this kit, I was thinking putting a camera overhead and show it being put together.
You got that track ceiling. Why not take something like this, clip it to the track, let it suspend down to where you want it, and mount the camera on the end of it?
Maybe. Yeah, I'll have to go look it up. No, I didn't. Maker knew, but I'll have to check that out. Can you say? Do you have a link for it? Let me have a look at that. Oh, that was the GoPro mount, is it? No. Is that the GoPro mount?
To show you Bruce Willis, I did a Die Hard here for people that haven't seen.
Oh,
this is also from Wicked. He's saying yippee-ki-yay, blankety blank.
I never ever remember him saying blankety blank in the movie.
Yeah. He says yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's what he says.
I thought he was going to see if you'd say it or not.
Oh my God, and he fell over and broke him.
You didn't know?
Son of a bitch. Yeah. I say son of a bitch too. Okay, no, he didn't break, but there's like fake glass on the base, and a piece of that broke off. It doesn't matter. It's fine. All right. Okay, no worries.
So, Pete, do you have the link to that?
Oh, and those that are on Twitch, we've had this going the whole time, and nobody's done it. Look, but it's not making noise. I don't know why it's not making. It's not going wee or whatever in hell it does.
Yeah, because I'd like to check that out, because if there's a good mount out there, I'll just use it instead of having to design them from scratch.
trying to shoot me out of the sky, huh? I like it. I'm a very big fan of that.
See if you make it. No, you might. No,
nope. Maybe on the next one.
Those people on YouTube, that's a Twitch game. That's why you don't know what's going on there. But most people that are on YouTube or Twitch, they know about it. They're up around wherever.
I've never actually. I think I've won once on Dan's stream.
Yeah, I got a 98.8 something one time, but
right.
But yeah, when my Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon comes, I'm assuming right around the end of the month. Hopefully they'll email me that it's shipping out soon. So I'm hoping within the first week of February or second week I'll get it. I'm going to do a live unboxing. Ziltech has donated 3 rolls of filament I'll be giving away. I think Wham Bam is going to let me give away a flex plate for it, but I would prefer they do a $50 gift card to their site. So if the winner wins, they can buy something other than just a Wham Bam build plate. And then I've contacted Polymaker, but I haven't heard back from Nick. I hit him up on Discord 3 or 4 days ago, and I'm waiting to see if he wants to donate any filament for giveaway. And the reason I say Polymaker, they got great filament and they're worldwide, where Ziltech is strictly USA only. So anyway, we'll see. And it'll help draw people into the live stream. That's why I want to give away stuff to help bring people in. And then you get free goodies if you win. So
actually, I found that, by the way, man. It's the micro jib. I found that.
Yeah, Richard from the first layer was printing one that was a cantilever or something for his camera, but his DSLR.
Yeah, that's the micro jib. It's the same one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually is a nice setup. Yeah, there's a lot of parts to it.
You have a link for it?
Yeah, it's on My Mini Factory.
Oh, okay. Well, if we could share it out, it'd be great.
I'll send it to you right now. In chat. Yeah, when you post in chat, it doesn't show up because you're not a mod. But it's okay. I found it. I have it.
Well, yeah, Liam, you're a mod on both of them, so you could have, but I did.
Yeah, but I'm only logged into StreamYard. I don't have the option to paste in the regular chat on StreamYard.
Yeah, nobody does if you're a guest.
Yeah. Well, we got it. Yeah, there's a lot of parts in it. He's charging $39 for the design.
Well, why not? I mean, everything.
No, I agree. No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm agreeing with it. It's
as long as he's not charging $150 for it. But then again, you might want to go out and buy something that's not 3D printed,
right?
Mold injected.
You could even use one of those microphone stands. You know, the ones with that are flexible that you can move. With the
that's what I have.
Desktop lamps.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have.
Oh. Yeah. But I'll see because I want something to look straight down on the work I'm on. I often have multiple USB cameras, and having one overhead pointing straight down is perfect.
Right.
So I'll have to set one up.
How far away is your closest wall from where this camera needs to be?
3 feet, an arm's length.
Put a shelf bracket on the wall in the stud, and just run a small 1x2, a 2x2 piece of metal, pretty much anything, to it straight over top, and just mount the camera on it.
No, I have all my filament spools are up there. That's where I have all those filaments on the wall. Right in where that should be.
Even if it's something portable with a clamp, you just kind of hang it over to where you want it. It doesn't have to look good. No one will see it.
Yeah, I'll fix something that they can attach onto my desk. Is what I'll
Chris Travis, take care. Have a great night. Watch your Dallas and 49ers game tomorrow. Take care. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, something that stands on the desk or something that actually mounts on the desk that can look over.
Let's see. Solar 3DP, how long has he been on? He's got 2 people watching. Is he coming or going?
I don't know. I bet he's leaving. I'm just trying to get this damn TPU to be happy.
I'm going to rate over. Let's see. We got Maker Deck, Solar Deck, Charity Makers, Bawana. I'm thinking Solar 3DP, but I don't know if he's coming or going.
I'm up to about 30 trains for Toys for Tots.
30? Okay,
yeah.
That's good. That's good.
I'm just using one printer right now. I'm having issues tuning with 2 of them, so I'm just leaving it.
Yeah, I haven't started on. I have a couple of trains, but I haven't really started much into trains.
I probably will do 100 trains and then I'll smooth over to something else.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be changing over to trains soon. I wanted to use the bamboo, my P1P, but I'm just not getting the print quality out of it.
Yeah.
If they solve that, I'll do trains on it. I can do 2 trains in 7 hours on that machine.
Yeah, I can do 2 trains on my Mini about 7.5. So.
Yeah, but you have to change in between. This one I won't have to.
No, I'm talking. I can fit 2 on the bed.
Oh, but no wheels.
No wheels. No.
Yeah.
I'll do
trains and wheels. I can do trains and wheels on that machine in about 6.5 hours or so. So,
yeah, Solar's channel. I opened up another window and I asked him if he's coming or going. I was going to raid. It looks like he's just starting. Oh, he's starting in 59 seconds. Okay.
Nice. That's a good.
He's got a timer going. We'll raid Solar 3DP here. Let him get going here in a minute, and I'll raid over there, guys.
Yeah. And if I get all the parts printed, I might do a short stream tomorrow to assemble that part.
Nice.
To put together that desk, the desk rocket.
This TPU is so soft, but where I have the spool down, it's like hanging down like a cord.
You'll have to. You do not need a reverse bowden for that because it's going to absorb so much water.
No, this stuff is low hydroscope. On
Really?
this specific, yeah. From at least what Coex is saying is, you don't specifically have to dry it.
Take care, old curmudgeon.
Anybody with a Bamboo Labs X1 carbon, I hear when you print with PLA, it's best to leave the glass off the top so it doesn't get too warm.
And the door open.
Zach has a spacer, so you can bring the AMS up to let more air out.
Yeah, and leave the door open, Jerry.
Okay.
Yeah,
my big Chitty Fast printer here, when I print with PLA or any any low temp material, it says to leave the plastic cover off of it. And high temp, I put the cover
I mean,
on.
it's PLA. You'd want cooling over anything else.
I thought you said you were leaving. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll be going for dinner soon anyway.
Okay, Solar just went live.
Give him a few minutes to get his stuff up and running.
Okay, I see him on screen.
Yeah, but like he's going to say hi to everybody and so on. Let him get that done.
I don't see anybody. Yeah, I see two people there.
Yeah, I might as well raid him.
So everybody watching on Twitch, thank you very much. We're going to raid over, and everybody's on YouTube. We're going to throw an intro here in a minute, and that'll be it. And be sure to watch the game tomorrow against Dallas and the 49ers. Go Dallas. And Liam, are you going to be on here in a couple days on Tuesday?
I'll be on Tuesday, and I may, as I said, if I get the parts done for this by tomorrow, I may even do a short live tomorrow to actually build this and put it together.
Cool.
Very cool. Okay, let me hit start raid. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the donations. I really appreciate it. It helps me out immensely. And if you didn't donate, you can donate to me over on PayPal.com. I'd really appreciate it. Help me pay off this stupid credit card I can't afford. But thank you, everybody. You have an awesome day. Hitting raid now. So Twitch people are jumping. And everybody on YouTube, have an awesome day.